Hello, hello, and welcome to what? To Tuesday, really. Welcome to Tuesday. We're playing Necrobarista today. Special guest Felicia.
Hello.
Yeah, Necrobarista Final Pour came out for Switch at the same time Axiom Verge 2 did actually. Right after that the Nintendo Indies showcase from a week back, I guess. Yeah, so we're gonna start Necrobarista, which is supposed to be a very. Ooh, I need to mute that so that it doesn't come through the microphone, and y'all don't get a weird echo. It's supposed to be a nice, chill visual novel game, and none of the horribleness of Doki Doki Literature Club, which again is a fine game, just really hardcore. Yeah, this is the Final Pour version, which is like the director's cut version of the game. I never played the original, so I'm not sure what'll be different. What has been added, I'm not sure. But it should be interesting enough. So new game. Oh, you can episode select memories, config real quick, just to make sure that text speed, text outline. What does text outline mean? Oh, I see. Yeah, that'll make it easier to read, wouldn't it? Do you think it'll make it easier or harder? You look up the type. Yeah.
I think that's okay.
Yeah? Alright. Text shadow. Probably don't need. Doesn't really make a difference. Alright. Of course, we want that in English. Okay, display. Brightness. Brightness is big. Contrast we'll leave for alone. We might change that later. That's fine. Sound. That's all fine. Okay. Alright, so here we go. New game.
I haven't been able to drink coffee for 2 months.
Oh yeah, but I, on the other hand, have my cup of coffee ready.
Boo, boo.
Some of us take better care of our stomachs.
You did. It's really milk with coffee flavor.
Yeah, that's what it tastes like. Felicia made it with the hopes that she might get a sip, but she cannot.
No, I made it to protect your stomach as well. It's just like mine is milk with a hint of hojicha.
Next. I think this is our main character. They thought of the faraway grave on the plain. They thought of the comrade who came not again. Hey, Joe!
Hey, Joe!
They lifted their glasses and sadly they said, "We drink to the name of the mate who was dead. Henry Lawson." Cough. Cough, cough. It's too bloody damp down here. I know we're underground, but I don't suppose there are any windows we could open? There's a ventilation duct in here somewhere. Maddie, mind opening it up? Get some fresh air circulating?
Is that the shadow that they were talking about? Because it is a bit strong.
The shadow on the
glossiness of the...
I don't think so.
Yeah?
But maybe. Yeah. Other end's blocked right now. There's a dumpster sitting on top of it. You'll have to grin and bear it. Clock is ticking. Can we hurry this up? Calm your farm, old man. That's I've never heard that before in my entire life. Calm your farm, old man. You're well aware it takes a while to set up. I don't appreciate your tone. Sorry. Sorry. At the very least, can we turn some lights on? With all the rubbish you've got scattered around the place, I'd like to at least know where I'm putting my feet. Ashley, would you mind? How many people are in here?
Yeah.
At least 3, apparently.
We'll find out.
Yeah. Oof.
Okay, there's 3 of them.
There's 3 of them.
No, there's 2 people.
There's 5 of them? Are these 2 in the... Yeah, are they people there in the front? Because there's definitely 3 in the lights.
Yeah, that one doesn't look like it's a full body either.
Calm your farm will be a
Oh no,
painter
it's
team.
new? I can tell.
Thanks.
This is the main character.
I think so, yeah. You're more organized than last time, I see.
So passive aggressive.
Sigh. Practice makes perfect. Hey, Maddie. How much more wire do we need? I think that's enough. Maybe those other two things were statues. Great.
Oh, I like her shoes.
Yeah, those are good shoes. Now, Che? What's up, little Pete?
Wait, is this a fourth guy?
I found you a chair. No, I think that's the old man whose farm needs to be calmed.
Is this Alexa? Is it Alexa? Ashley? What was her name?
Ashley. Ashley, yeah. Ah, thank you.
Is this the fourth person?
No, that's Che. That's the
Che?
guy just now, yeah.
I'm confused.
So, this whole thing. Surely it's not legal, yeah? Maddie wasn't clear on that. Yes, the council found it confronting. For good reason, I suppose. Oh no, that is a guy. That's a fourth guy. Because it utterly upsets the natural order. Mate. It's not just bureaucracy. Shush you. Most rules can be bent, after all. Sigh. And Maddie has a particular fascination with breaking rules. As I'm sure you've realized. Hey, don't give her all the credit. Bah, that's the fifth person. Is this related to her gambling for time? Mm-hmm. So, the transfer was the same sort of magic we're doing now, yes. Small scale, though. Doing it on a larger scale requires a bit more preparation. The council successfully suppressed all available information about it, though. For good reason! What happens if something goes wrong? Well, you don't tend to mess it up more than once. Or try it again after you fail, for that matter. Stubborn scholars notwithstanding. What do you even call this sort of magic, then? Question's irrelevant. I can't tell if this guy's just like he's not wearing a shirt. Oh, he is wearing a shirt. Yeah, okay. I thought he had like a naked torso.
The shadowing.
Yeah, yeah.
Strange.
Question's irrelevant because it's banned. Extremely cool? That's what I call it. Well, by definition, it's a conduit ritual.
Conduit ritual.
But hey, we're among friends, so we can call it what it really is. Necromancy.
Necromancy. Ooh, I love her glasses.
I like the fact that they're not like complete up at the top. Yep, necromancy.
Necromancy, it's like bringing the dead bodies, dead bodies, right? Not necessarily the
Not
dead.
necessarily not necessarily bodies.
Not
It's
necessarily
definitely the dead.
The souls of the.
It might be
the
soul.
dead.
Depending on what magical realm you're in. It might be. All right, that was too fast. I should read that.
Necromancy.
No, before there was a line.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
This is necromancy.
You tried desperately to remember what it meant. I don't think that's what it was though. Before. See if I can catch it on the replay here. Because it went by really fast.
Do you remember I kept wanting to buy the Johann Cabal necromancy books?
From your hazy memories, a certain something calls on you. It's really fast. You try to remember what it meant. Necromancy. Death comes for us all. This fragment of memory stays with you. Piece together the past. Remember what transpired. And never forget. You are
Dead.
scattered. Practice, fascination, bureaucracy, disheveled, forbidden. No. Yeah, something about hazy memories. Thank you, Joe. It went by really fast. I'll have to pause it next time. Like when this is over, I'll go back and pause it so I can read the line. So I'm actually not sure what the gameplay mechanic is in this particular game. Oh, I guess we'll get to move though. Yeah, we're moving.
Oh, okay.
So there is a little bit of a first-person wandering. Ooh, that's dark. Are we the dead that's being called? Ooh, look at that. I think that's where we're supposed
This
to go.
reminds me of Melbourne, the Melbourne coffee house.
Yes, well, this game is by an Australian developer, and they're based in Melbourne.
Oh.
So that is a very good. Yeah, we went to Melbourne one time, and the coffee there is like everywhere you go. Also, fantastic bookstores. Shout out to Embiggen Books. Hopefully, you're still around. Press and hold A to inspect a memory. Okay, how do I do that? Oh, terminal house rules. So I guess now I have to.
Welcome.
Ah.
Oh, okay.
Maddie's rules.
Oh,
shit.
Why is it so
Why
fast?
is it so fast? Oh, there it goes.
Oh.
Maddie's rules. We welcome both living and dead.
Okay.
Patrons will be served in the order they arrived. Don't ask who's alive. It's rude. If someone wants you to know, they'll tell you.
So that's interesting, right? Because it's almost like being alive is not a good thing.
Yeah. The dead have 24 hours to spend within the premises before moving on. Strictly enforced.
And the living?
No, we don't have Wi-Fi.
They should be the last one.
5.
Last
Report
one.
broken items and other anomalies to staff.
Like, students cannot study here.
We can't clean up your broken glass or spatial rift if we don't know about it. Don't feed the eidolons.
Interesting.
They can't eat, and offering them food just reminds them of that cruel fact.
Oh, that's like me and coffee. Interesting.
Alright, so that was that. So that's how you do the memories then. Okay, so I have to hold it, and then it'll tell me more stuff. But hey, here we are.
Okay.
This is... Ooh. What is with all these city night visual novels and the jazz hop lo-fi music? I mean, yeah. That's just how it works. It's a genre unto itself.
I don't know why. Whenever we start streaming, I keep yawning.
I've already bored you.
I think it's the warm drink.
Oh, there's cold water there as well. It's okay, we found one gameplay mechanic, and that's memories. Part 1.
Coffee! Coffee. I feel playing this game now is just cruel and unusual punishment for me. I can still remember the taste of my coffee when we were in Melbourne.
The terminal. I remember those pancakes you had.
Alright.
Carlton, Victoria. Australia 3053. Where's Carlton? Excerpt from online reviews. Pretty unremarkable coffee. Barista speaks Chinese, but exclusively uses it to mock people to their faces. I am very self-conscious about my top.
Very nice.
But which Chinese? Observe little girl running around cafe with knife, unsupervised.
I think that's the blonde girl.
One of the dead. That might be one of the dead.
Oh, maybe.
Came down with deep sense of ennui after visiting.
Because of the dead?
Was rudely told to stop being a big dweebus after complaining about burnt taste in coffee. This coffee, some of the best I've ever had. 5 stars. Disclosure, I have no taste buds. The door closes.
That's interesting. So instead the door opens again?
Yeah.
Like,
That's the boy from before, right? Or no?
no, I don't think so.
Hey, mate. You right? Ah! You can see me? Clear as day, yeah. What can I get you? What does that say down there? Inspect keyword.
Yeah.
Zara.
Is it the tree?
No, well, I mean, there's an I up there. I don't know what that. Why inspect what keyword? Okay. So Joe knows where Carlton is. It's near Lygon Street in Melbourne.
I don't think we went to the
We may not have gone, yeah.
But yeah, I think the entirety of Melbourne is like cafes. And the market in the morning, remember?
Oh yeah, that was a great market.
Yeah.
On the weekend. I've been walking around for hours. Oh, that must be a keyword that I can inspect.
Oh.
Or maybe it just felt like hours. It can be hard to judge time when you're wandering around aimlessly. Oh, interesting. Nobody was talking to me. I don't even know how I got in here. I think you'll find it was via the front door.
Thanks, Maddie.
Ha, okay. Right. Where am I? This, dearly departed, is the terminal. Carlton's finest. Departed. They say our coffee's to die for. I love the presentation of this so far.
So I don't know if you know, like, we saw Goblin, right? So
Yeah.
it's the same in Chinese mythology as well. You have the drink that you drink and you forget your past life, so
Yes.
you can reincarnate without holding on to.
So
the
you think
memories.
this is what this is?
Seems
This
like
might
it.
be?
And like I don't know why they specifically mentioned she can speak Chinese to mock us.
Oh.
Like Melbourne does have a big immigrant population.
Yes, it does. Yeah. So, or at least when we were there, yeah. A lot of them were students. There was a school nearby where we were staying. Yeah.
A lot of Southeast Asians, East Asians.
Yeah. So, I don't really know how to go about this. Ask me anything, man. You're not the first disheveled dead guy to drop in, and I'm sure you won't be the last. Disheveled, this guy has the look of someone who's been through a lot. What does everyone else ask? They generally ask, what does everyone else ask? Ah, shit. And they always say that.
I feel Maddie is not helping.
Yeah, Maddie seems to be very unhelpful. Then there's the embarrassed silence. Maddie is normally one to enjoy peace and quiet, but some silences are just awkward. I love this keyword thing. Alright. I get it.
It's like subtext.
You make a habit of bullying everyone who comes through, or just the pitiful ones? It's almost exclusively the latter. I guess that's consistent. Always felt like people saw me as a pitiful guy. Sorry, I was actually just kidding there. No, you're right. I'm a fucking sad sack.
Oh no.
Boss hated me, family hated me, work sucked. Just like everything else about me. Aw. Now I'm never even gonna have a chance to make things better for myself. That's it. Stick a fork in me. I'm done. Hey, come on. And now I'm sitting in a cafe for dead people, falling apart in front of the barista. Mate, pull it together. Does she have fangs?
Yeah, she have fangs. Is that the tree of life?
Maybe. Or maybe it's like a world tree, like Yggdrasil or the Aztec one that I forgot what it's called. And even if I knew what it was called, I probably couldn't pronounce. Number 1 rule: no breakdowns in the cafe, please. No, maybe I guess it's just her mouth. You see how she's got like her lower teeth? Yeah. I promise, man. You are okay. I know how it is. Are you dead? No, and I don't know if you read the rules outside, but God, I did. Yes, can't even get that right. In that case, you'll also have read that you have 24 hours left before you got to move on to the next place. And I don't think you want to spend them having one big, long, extended panic attack.
Maybe he does.
Maybe he does. Panic attacks can be very consoling. 24 hours? Ah, shit. What I'm saying is, everything's okay.
Maybe you're the worst.
Just take some deep breaths. We'll sort this out. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Ugh. I don't want to be a fuss. Cafe's empty. It's not like I've got anything else going on. Don't worry about it. Are you sure? I'm kind of a burden. You're not. Promise.
You're getting a bit whiny though.
Chin up, mate. I mean, he is dead. Let me tell you about the building. It's got some cool history. So the first time I came here was about 4 years ago. And that's why you should never ever serve a martini to a dead biker, even if he specifically asks for one. Aw, that sounds like a good story.
That's minutes before they add the milk to the coffee.
Huh. Out of all the possible ways to react to that, that's the one I certainly didn't expect. Yeah, no point in seeking eternal vengeance if you're gonna have to leave in a few hours anyway. It kind of strips it of meaning, you know? There's no way to tell whether you'll even care once you cross over. But then again, maybe I'm just being a buzzkill about it. Shouldn't go around policing people's reactions to things. I'm still wrapping my head around all this. Death, that is. Feels weird to say it, doesn't it? Weird. Yeah, that's the word. So, you said most people don't ever find out how they die before they pass, even if they got murdered or something? Yep. Most people don't die for murder. It's mostly sickness, or old age, or lawnmower accidents. Well, they call them accidents. But really, loads of lawnmowers are possessed by evil spirits. That said... Alright, hold on just a moment. You can't just drop that and move on. Possess lawnmowers? Seriously? Anything with spinning blades attracts them. Garden equipment, blenders, power saws.
Ceiling fans!
People scoff at the idea of a robot uprising like we haven't spent decades arming our machines with blades.
Ceiling fans!
Ceiling fans?
I've had a fear of ceiling fans like my entire life.
A fear? Have any ever fallen on you?
No, but one fell in my friend's house and it continued spinning.
That's because it's got to run out. I mean, it was still attached by wires, right?
So no, it like fell.
Oh. No, they've never fallen on me either, ceiling fans, but I once jumped high enough that one clipped my head. It was not, it hurt. It didn't like break skin or nothing, but it really hurt. They were a real pain in the arse.
Doesn't help my feel.
Well, you're short, you'll be fine. Also, don't jump underneath the fan. Like, I've learned not to jump underneath fans. What I do forget to do though is to not lift my hands.
Ah!
Yeah. Sometimes I'll be like, yay! And then forget that I'm kind of tall, and if there's a ceiling fan, I might get my finger smacked. Again, they're not going to get cut off. They're not even going to break the skin usually, because they don't spin that fast and they're not very sharp, right? They got quite dull edges, but it still hurts like a bitch. Got to do at least 1 or 2 exorcisms a month on the coffee grinder. That's wild. I love this guy's discretion. So, I know I'm breaking the rules again, but how many people in here are dead? Yeah. It's a cafe for dead people. Does that mean it's everyone? Or are some of these people just really into ghost cafes? There's nobody else in here.
Oh yeah. Oh, disappeared.
Oh yeah, there are some people there. I see them.
And
yeah,
they disappear.
They disappear, yeah. A little of column A, a little of column B. Also, ceiling fans are not good friends of floor-to-ceiling built-in cupboards. Cupboards? 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 Cupboards.
Cupboard.
Cupboard, yeah. I got it right. Scourge. Scourge? Scourge? A little column A, a little column B. Plenty of mortals come through. But this is one of the only crossing points in the country, so we get a lot of your type.
Wait, but if they're a dead person, they're still a mortal.
Yeah, and they've proven it by dying.
Yeah.
But I think they meant alive. Plenty of alive, living, not mortals. That's also why the rent is so high. Oops, wrong button. Landlords, the original rent seekers.
What?
I don't understand. Landlords, the original rent seekers? Is that a joke?
I guess like landlords. Like last time, the lords were the one who owns the land. But
Yeah,
rent
but I don't understand.
seekers,
Like, is rent seeker supposed to? Does it have another meaning that I don't understand? Maybe it's an Australian thing. Because those vampires who own the place know we get a lot of foot traffic.
Vampires.
Literal vampires? No. Like boomers, landlord class. Ah. Same thing, I guess.
Who was this game made? Because the term boomer was.
No, boomer's been around for a while.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true.
We
but
just,
I guess
it just
the
hasn't been.
term,
It hasn't
like,
been
hey,
used
boomer.
as. Yeah, it hasn't
Yeah,
been used as a
for
pejorative for.
More than 2
Although
years.
this originally came out in 2009, I want to say.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so it's been out for a bit. I think that's right. 2009, 2010, somewhere around there.
People didn't really use boomer like that.
No, but I mean, it was used as a descriptor, right? Like it isn't generation. So like even before, like I said, nowadays we kind of sometimes occasionally use it as a pejorative when someone old doesn't understand something, right? We go, okay, boomer, right?
Or
but,
technically someone young who doesn't
or someone young
understand.
doesn't understand. We go, okay, boomer. But
I told you, right? For the longest time, I thought they were referring to Boomer on Battlestar
Battlestar
Galactica.
yeah.
Like, oh, why was she particularly dense?
But yeah, boomers are the old folk. They have been for quite some time. Old. So to answer your question, there are 9 customers in here right now. Out of those 9, yourself included, I'd say 4 or 5 of them are just passing through on their way to the next place. How can you tell? Once you've worked here for a while, you get a sort of sixth sense for this kind of thing. Gotcha. Speaking of sixth senses, I've got one for trouble. Oops. Oh, sorry. I've got one for trouble. This guy has the best expressions. You have 2 sixth senses?
How did people not like you last time? You're quite adorable. Oh, is that her other sixth sense?
That's the girl, right?
Yeah.
Ashley,
But
was
is
it?
that her other sixth sense?
Hello. Ashley? Yeah, Ashley. Ashley had adopted the cafe staff a couple years back, much in the same way that a puppy adopts a squeaky toy. She was the kind of ferociously smart kid who absorbed information like a sponge, but only used it to cause trouble. Today, she was accompanied by a stench of motor oil and brought with her a look that said, "I'm an invincible genius." Ashley has fancied herself a genius ever since the day that Maddie invited her to become a spunky sidekick. She was mostly right about that one. Alright, I know that look. Spit it out. What? I don't know what you're talking about. Cut the crap, kid. What are you after? I'm busy dealing with a customer. I'm not really needing any attention. Shut up, Kishan.
Ooh.
Oh, we got a name. I need an extra pair of hands, and none of my ashlings are around to help. Don't you have any clamps? We got you a bunch for your birthday last month. Aging a year just means you're 1 year closer to death. An odd thing to celebrate. No.
Or that you
I mean,
lived another year.
Yeah, Yes, technically you are 1 year closer to death.
But it also means that you survived.
But
one
also,
more year.
yeah, it means you survived another year. They're all being used for other very important things. They were not. This game has a really good... I really love the whole vibe. Pretty sure I saw one on a table upstairs earlier. No, I really need a helper. Ashley, I'm busy. Hey.
I can help.
I could probably... Please! I shouldn't have stopped. I could...
Oh, I see how they have. Yeah.
Yeah, come on, Ashley. You've got to let us work. Yeah, because that was Kishan talking. I'm not going to get anything done down here if I have to keep going upstairs to find the screwdrivers in this place. Trying to improvise a screwdriver is a good way to end up with stripped screws. Use the right tool for the job. Okay, thanks for that. But... Hey... No dice. Ugh. What about Che? He can help me. But what about... He's emptying the dishwasher. Sound familiar? It should, because I told you to do it an hour ago. Oh. Hey. It's really no trouble. Oh! Why don't I take this guy? Only thing he's busy with is being dead. Hey. Come on. Ashley. I'm not going to argue with you about this. I'm sure he would rather relax than be bossed around. Also, manners. We've talked about this. You've got to be more respectful in front of customers. Please. I'm happy to go upstairs. Really, it's fine. I don't have anything else going on. And I'm super dead. I'm cool with it. I am Kishan, very dead guy. Happy to help. You sure? I can just send her back upstairs. Promise. It's fine. I just sit around and be a pain otherwise. Perfect.
So sinister.
Come, peon. In follower hierarchy, peons are one level below assistant, one level above minion. Oh, good to know. So, am I your minion or peon?
Depends on the day and the task.
That's not the correct answer. We've work to do. Ashley wasn't getting enough attention. But with Maddie's newfound responsibilities, some sacrifices had to be made. That meant the kid would just have to occupy herself more often than not. She still felt guilty as hell about it, and... You know, I reckon this place needs more plants. Jesus Christ, Che! You're gonna give me a heart attack, you old bastard. She was calling him old, but he looks pretty young. What's on your mind?
Maybe he's dead.
Oh, well, no, because then he'd have to move on after 24 hours.
Maybe not. Maybe he's running the place.
Head in the clouds, as per usual. Did I look like I was thinking weighty thoughts? Excruciatingly so. What's going on? Nothing important. Just my resting bitch face.
Hey, me too. High five.
Nope. This one's different. How so? Your facial expression is reminding me of the time you tried to fistfight that cosplayer. Cosplay is short for costume play, and bad things can happen when play suddenly becomes serious business.
Very true.
Oh, the samurai. The one who barged in, waving his gift store katana around and demanding satisfaction after I refused to put 15 shots in his coffee. Weirdly specific. What's it look like? Looks like you just threatened the thousand-fold Nippon steel. Sorry. Looks like you just got threatened with thousand-fold Nippon steel. It's a precious memory, so I remember it very clearly. A mix of deep disgust. People with a high disgust sensitivity seldom do well in a kitchen environment. Somehow, Maddie manages. A whole bunch of derision and a tiny pinch of pity. Yep. That's me. What a mood. I wonder if we'll get to go upstairs. You alright though? Real talk. I'm fine. I'm actually fine, or let's not talk about it, fine. The second one. Pharaoh. Offer's still open if you'd like to talk things out. In the meantime, sorry. Can I grab that tea towel? My hands are wet. Oh. Yeah, here you go. So, did the dishes need hand washing, or... I'm sure I told Ashley to empty the dishwasher earlier. Nah. Thing's busted. Door latch won't close. Might call the repairman. Actually, shouldn't wash him by hand anyway. Her arm would corrode. So, I did it. Not a problem. Does that mean Ashley's arm is... Yeah, like some kind of a...
Necromance?
No. What was it called? When you...
Mental?
No. I forget what it's called. It's like when a person has either is born without a limb or loses a limb. Prosthetic. That's it. I couldn't remember the name. I couldn't remember what it was called. So does she have a prosthetic?
But it's also called necromancy, right? So maybe she's been brought back to life.
Possible.
Her arms are
Yeah.
grown.
But I don't think any of these people are dead because like, I mean maybe it's a different necromancy. I don't know, but they seem to be there when she started her necromancy, right? And then the thing very clearly states that they only got 24 hours. So I don't think any of them are dead. I think they're all alive. Yeah, fair enough. So, like I mentioned, it'll need a repair unless you want to let Ashley at it. Some people remain stubbornly defiant in the face of planned obsolescence. Replacements are for quitters. That's very funny. I'll call the repairman myself, but our landline stopped working last week. Or sorry, I'd call the repairman myself, but our landline stopped working last week. We have a landline? Yes. Ancient technology. An inelegant tool for less civilized age. Only works when you pay the bill, though. I don't know if it'd be cheaper to get it repaired, or to just buy a new one and give Ashley the old one for parts. The costs are pretty close, all things considered.
What if Ashley's a robot?
Sigh, maybe. Hey, don't work too hard. You'll worry yourself into an early grave. Hey, you spent 50 years digging holes. If you want to see a lot of Earth, you can become a globetrotter, or you can pick up a shovel. But it's a good joke. That sounds like pretty tough work, old man. Ow. Old man. For your information, I'm barely 170-ish. Maybe they just live a long time in this future, because it is the year 3053 after all. I'm failing to see the inaccuracy. It was during a literal gold rush. Everyone was doing it. Only thing different about me is that I eventually started digging up things more interesting than gold. Only kind of gold I'm interested in is brown gold. Coffee. I mean coffee. Shut up. Hey. So. I know it's just another stress on the stress pile, but I think we need to put in an order for more kitchenware soon. Ugh. Yeah, another thing that costs money. We're beginning to run out of cutlery, though. Summary of Offenses, Act 1988, Section 11C. A person must not, without reasonable excuse, proof of which lies on the person, have in his or her custody a knife in a public place or school. Okay, I think that's the real law. It keeps disappearing, not sure where. I don't know how long it can wait before we get more. That's our little robot from before. Ugh. Don't know if we can afford that this month. Just, you know, everything's a bit too pricey right now. Doesn't help that the coffee cartels keep pushing prices up.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I don't think the importer is part of a cartel. They're quite nice. I've seen photos of their kids. You ever spoken to them? They're obviously criminals with the prices they charge.
Also, she's the boss, huh?
Yeah. The worst kinds of criminals are the kind who operate within the bounds of legality. Yeah. It's true. Wholesale my arse. And yet, we keep buying from them. Well, yeah. The beans are good, man. It's just everything else on top of them that's stressing me out. Ah. Yes. I'll happily accept the blame for some of that. It's fine. You don't have to. I know it's all on me. I just got to figure out how to pay everything off. Everything and everyone. Ugh. She slammed her head pretty hard there. The shitty council of death and the doubly shitty time debt we owe to them are the last things I want to think about right now.
Interesting.
And the doubly shitty time debt. Maybe because of her necromancy. Maybe they're in trouble.
So far, I've not had any like real gameplay, huh?
Yeah, that one bit where we walked
Yeah.
around. I've lost enough sleep over already. Hey, I'm here to help. I'm worried about you, you know? You've had a lot of responsibility dropped on you in a very short period of time. Maddie's been saddled with great responsibility. She's still waiting for the great power that's supposed to come with it. We can't all be Spider-Man. And I can't help but feel a little bit culpable for that.
Let me know if you want me to read, okay? If
Okay.
you can.
I know. I'll read. Whoops. I'll read till 10.
Okay.
I know. Yeah. I know. And you. I can't thank you enough. Sniff. Shh. It's all right. Hold yourself together. We'll figure it out as a team, just like we always have. I just don't want to deal with it, you know? I get it. And I don't want you to feel like I'm imposing or interfering too much. I know the cafe's yours now. And even though things are a bit much at the moment, I know I keep saying this, Maddie, but I don't know how much time we have to deal with all of this before things start falling apart.
I wonder if he means literally, like they will start falling apart because they are all
You
necromancy.
still think that they're dead. Things are already falling apart. But you're gonna have to face reality at some point. You know that, right?
His clothes are strange.
Isn't that just a...
Is it the apron?
An apron? Yeah.
Off?
That's what I thought.
Maybe.
Che, oh my god, yes, I know. I don't need any more reminders from you. Back off, man. The council's always on my mind. I can't escape them. My best is all I can do, okay? Just because you're my best friend and my old boss and my mentor doesn't mean I need you preaching at me about how I need to deal with my problems. Because they're my problems now, not yours. Alright. No worries. I'll give you some space. Alright, real quick about no worries. No worries is very interesting to me because no worries is apparently a very Australian saying. And I hear it a lot in Singapore, obviously, because near Australia. But it's apparently an Australian thing. But I heard it a lot growing up in California, even though, California is very far away from Australia. And also, I've never been to Australia. At that point, I'd never been to Australia. And later, I found out that it's because of surfer culture. There's a big surfer culture in California, a big surfer culture in Australia. And there was some cross-pollination, and the Australian surfers, or rather the California surfers, learned from the Australian surfers, and they started saying no worries. And that bled into, I never surfed. I wasn't a surfer. I've never surfed in my life. But that bled into the, kind of regular parlance in California. And so growing up, I always said no worries as well. And I was very surprised to find out that it was originally Australian. And now you know. Might go check on Ashley. You seen her recently? She's upstairs. Dragged a customer up there, talking about clamps or something. I better go rescue them then. Be back in a bit. Shit, he's right, isn't he? We really could use some more plants. That's literally the first thing he said. So we're gonna strap a big old steak knife to it. This is Ashley, I think.
Yeah, you can tell from the...
And make them fight each other. Oh, she's making robots? I love it. This is gonna be great. I want to build something that gets put on a TV show, on that TV show, Roboto Royale. With flamethrowers on it. You're not gonna put one on this little guy, are you? A flamethrower? Probably not. But I want to record the fight on my phone so we can send it to the producers. Producers have a real thirst for schlock. Not untrue. Yeah, sure thing. Let's get this knife attached. Pass me those zip ties. I think we figured out where the cutlery's gone. Zip ties! And the knife! Knife! And my coffee! Are you sure? Who even gave you that? Coffee. Damn it. It's empty. My coffee is empty, Kishan. The world is beginning to vibrate. Maybe it's good that your cup runneth empty, yeah? I think my cup needs to run it with more espresso in it. This kid is amazing. How many shots did you put in there? Too many, Kishan. Yeah. But did anyone ask Icarus how many shots of espresso he had? Yeah, I'm reading a book about Icarus. Imagine being Daedalus and watching your son die doing the exact thing you told him not to do. Yeah. He flew to the sun. I'm cultured. This kid is amazing. In unrelated news, I have a headache.
Eyes are crazy.
I think you might want to read a little more about Icarus. There's a twist ending to that one. I'm holding a knife, Kishan. No spoilers.
It's my favorite.
No spoilers. Promise. Go. All right, Chait, just say hi. Try not to get a knife slung at you this time. You got this. Ahem. Hey, kids. Ah! Intruder! Sean. My buddy. My pal. Did I get him? No. You missed. Damn it! But
Wait, her arm is robotic.
it is, right?
Yeah.
But wait, you threw it on purpose?
See?
Yeah, it
Look.
is. Yeah.
So maybe the necromancy is attaching robotic parts and bringing it to life.
Oh, nonsense! It's extremely on purpose. Yes. I'm fine, by the way. Oh, it's just you. Yeah, she does have a robot hand. A prosthetic. Would it have been worse if it was someone else? Probably. Unless they were an actual spy come to steal my robot designs. You never know who might be watching. Then it would have been good. Hey, I think I'm crashing. I think you're crashing too.
Hey Eugene.
Hey, Eugene. Yes, Eugene. We like it a lot. It's quite funny. Although there hasn't been a lot of gameplay. It's been mostly story. There was
Actually,
one.
it's the best.
There was one part where we walked around for a little bit. And
For
then we,
literally like 10 seconds.
yeah, it was very quick. And then we had to focus on some keywords or something. But otherwise, I mean, it's really good though. I'm really enjoying it. It's quite funny. Oh no. Is she okay? Did I kill her? She'll wake up in about 15 minutes with no ill effects. But you probably shouldn't give her any more coffee. She turns into a real goblin. Not to be confused with the days when she's just a regular gremlin. Oh. She told me that it'd make her immeasurably powerful. I mean, she's not wrong. But, you know, great power, great responsibility, yada yada yada. She's 13.
Oh, that's.
Kid's got
older
plenty of
than I
energy
thought. I thought
already.
She's like 10 or 11.
She's just short because she drinks a lot of coffee. Stunt your growth, kids.
Is it really?
I have no idea. That's what I've heard my entire life, but it might be an old wives' tale. I honestly don't know.
Ventolin stands for growth.
That's the asthma thing, right?
Mm.
Yeah. Maybe not the sense of responsibility, though. Yeah, I don't even know how I ended up sitting here attaching knives to robots. She's very convincing. Ashley's persuasiveness is a mystery. It clearly can't be logic, eloquence, or charisma that causes people to do her bidding. Logic, eloquence, or charisma. Those are usually the three things you need. You don't have to tell me, mate. She basically lives here. Her parents would kill me if they found out she'd nearly killed me. Oh, she does have parents, though. Pretty good blind throw, though. She makes me proud in the weirdest ways. Huh. Did she learn from the best? She did. But the best definitely wasn't me.
Oh, was it Maddie?
Maddie's pretty deadly with knives. Yeah. Loves her flashy tricks. Bad habit, probably. She's passed out. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm being very rude. My name's Che. I used to own this place. Now I just sort of sit around and cause trouble and sometimes have knives thrown at me, I guess. I'm Kishan, and I died today. I really like these when they switch to this orange bit. Like it's very.
It's like a time jump, not time jump.
No, it's like
intermission.
Yeah, but it's also I think like
The impact, right?
important. Yeah, like this is importance thing.
It's also like a brief intermission, though. I think before they change. So I keep shifting about because my back hurts a little bit. So don't mind me.
You want more of the?
No, I'm okay. I might stand up and vanish off screen once in a while.
Okay.
Ooh!
Robots. Ah,
Robots!
I'm alive.
I'm alive?
Oof, we got a loud one here. That's pretty amusing. Be nice. You know it's scary waking up. Big lights coming towards me.
Aww.
I think it's reliving its last moments.
Aww. I want to hug that robot already.
Looks like it. Wait, last moments. Is this like a human soul in a robot?
That's the necromancy. That's what I said. Why nobody believe me?
What is happening? That's a question I ask all the time, usually in relation to Felicia. Hello. Do you not remember having this many limbs? Join the club, pal.
It is the necromancy.
Yeah, we are reborn in a new image.
See, I was right.
I see. I'm Kepler. Nice to meet you. As in the Kepler? The scientist Kepler? And I am Jacobi. Maybe. I am undefined.
I'm always right.
Felicia's face. I don't know if that name will stick. Its body is made of a milk carton. Should we just call it milk?
Or cot.
No, too basic. Imagine if you called me Goon just because I'm made of a Goon box. What the hell is a Goon box?
Gong droid.
I wouldn't like that at all. I actually was yelling about someone called Lovelace the other day. That's a good one, I think. Oh, so they're named after scientists, but not the scientists themselves. Because yeah, Kepler and Jacobi are both scientists. How does our new friend feel about it?
Lovely?
Yeah. Acceptable. Acceptable? Excellent. Nice to meet you, Lovelace. That was interesting.
Is that what's going to happen to Krishan?
You have 24 hours. I'm very confused about this whole situation. So far, it's really good, Eugene. It's really good. You will like the whole thing. I am a very big fan of everything I've seen so far. I have no idea how long this game is either. I might finish it. Actually, let me look that up last. Look at you turning into a responsible human being. During intermissions, at the end of episodes, you can freely explore the terminal. Memories are scattered throughout the terminal that delve into the tales of its patrons. More locations and memories become available as you progress through the main story. Ah, so maybe that's the gameplay.
Okay. But it just
Because see, now we get to move around again.
Yeah.
And now we get to walk. Way. Alright, but hold on. Let me look up to see how long Necrobarista is at this great website called How Long
apart
to
from
Beat.
Blake.
Sure. So I'm looking at remember not to trip on anything. How Long to Beat.
I don't think this is a game you can beat.
Well, I mean, it ends. It's usually they mean end.
I know.
Man.
I'm just being
It is the main story is about 4 hours, but a completionist is 7 hours. So maybe it'll take us a couple because we'll probably want to do like memories and stuff. And there is apparently a DLC that is 1.5 hours long, and I'm pretty sure that the DLC will be part of this since this is the final pour, the full thing apparently. So we'll just walk around a little bit. Oh, I guess I can go upstairs too. Why did the light change? That was weird. Oh, here's one. Okay, we'll wait for Felicia to come back. But I did just find a memory. Can I find another memory? Everybody don't forget where that was. Oh, there's one. Oh, I found 2 memories. Look at that. The Fisherman. Ooh, they have titles. So the Fisherman 1. What was this one called? Lamington Recipe. Okay. How about over here? Anything over here? No. Some plants. Oh, there's something. Crucible product reviews. And this is to continue with the main story. So I guess one could zip by the main story and complete it in 4 hours. What's Lamington's? Ooh, Judgment 1. So I found a bunch of... Ooh, that says Chase something. Chase Collection, I think. Chase Collection, yep.
Whenever you say Che, I think in my head, Che Chalaga.
Nega Che Chalaga. Which is Korean for I am the best. So I found a bunch of stuff that we can do. Ooh, the light changes here. It's really weird. There's another one.
How come my
Thinking
headphones
about
suddenly
alchemy
became
the
so
wrong
loud?
way. I don't know. You must have hit this,
Oh.
your volume down here. You can change it. So I found this one first. So we'll do
Okay.
this one first. Yeah. Lamington recipe. I don't know what a lamington is though. But apparently it's got butter, sugar, and
Is it
vanilla
like a
extract.
little lamb?
So it sounds really good. A very Australian dessert. I mean, butter, sugar, and vanilla extract.
Sounds like custard.
Maybe. I don't like custard.
I like custard.
Ingredients: 200 grams. Okay. Authentic Australian lamingtons. Ingredients: 200 grams butter, 1 cup caster sugar. What's caster sugar? You know what caster sugar is?
Mm-hmm.
What is it?
It's just like really
Fine?
soft, fine, like almost like powdery sugar.
Okay. 5 milliliters vanilla extract. 3 Malleeful eggs. What the hell is a
I don't know what that
Malleeful? 500 grams self-raising flour, sifted. Half cup milk. 2 cups shredded coconut. Icing. 4 teaspoons of sugar mixed and dissolved in water. 1/4 cup cocoa powder. 100 grams butter. Half cup of water. You will also need convection oven. Lamington pan, 3 centimeters deep, 20 by 30
I'm
centimeter
gonna
base.
Google a lemon.
Yeah, it sounds really good. Baking paper.
Oh, Joe says it's coconut.
Yeah, well, it said coconut here as well. An electric mixer. A lamington. Possible substitution. Wait, why do I need a lamington if I'm making a lamington?
Oh, it's covered in coconut.
Oh, that shit looks good.
I don't really like coconut like that, like grated coconut.
The shredded coconut? I love shredded coconut. I love shredded
This
coconut.
jam though, it looks like it'll rot the teeth like immediately upon contact, which is perfect.
Possible substitutions. Chicken eggs can be used in place of
What's a
Malleefol eggs. I don't know what Malleefol is. Is that a real thing? It's something made up for
It's
the
like a momo.
Malleeef.
Oh.
It's a real thing.
Oh.
Huh. That's an Australian bird. That's why we've never heard of it. Australia has some really weird animals that do not exist anywhere else on the planet. If electricity is not available, whale oil mixtures can be used instead. Whale oil. It is strongly hypothesized that a homunculus made with lamington DNA could be used in lieu of an actual lamington.
So I just wanted to read this. The malleefowl is a stocky ground-dwelling Australian bird about the size of a domestic chicken. It is notable for the large nesting mounds constructed by the males and lack of parental care after the chicks hatch.
It is strongly hypothesized that a homunculus made with lamington DNA could be used in lieu of an actual lamington, but no confirmed tests have been confirmed due to the lack of success in producing actual homunculi, especially homunculi capable of baking. Instructions. Grease lamington pan lined with baking paper. Using electric mixer, beat butter, vanilla, and sugar until airy. Add eggs to mixture. Have your lamington stir flour into mixture and add milk.
It's almost like I have a lamington and the lamington stirring the flour.
Have your lamington stir. Yeah, I think that's what that means. But I don't know. Like, I thought we were making a lamington.
Is the lamington a person?
Have lamington pour into pan and smooth. At this point, you may dismiss your lamington. They are no longer needed. Yeah, see?
Oh, is that a robot?
I don't know. I thought it was the thing we were making.
Perhaps.
Bake for 30 minutes. Make icing, boil water, and combine ingredients. Beat until smooth. Apply icing coating 1 millimeter thick and sprinkle coconuts. Repeat until all icing and coconut have been used. Note that it is not necessary to have a lamington perform this step. Tips for procuring a lamington.
Ah.
Any recently departed lamington who comes into contact with a 40-60 mixture of vanilla and coconut will begin to glow red. Note that a 30-70 vanilla coconut mixture will cause them to glow green. The 30-70 mixture can be used in the case of potential lamingtons who have particularly flushed cheeks or are otherwise difficult to identify by a red glow. But this is generally discouraged as the effects can persist for several hours and can often be used and can often be unsettling to guests. Only around 20% of people who claim to be lamingtons have actual lamington ancestry. Hence, the need
I'm
to
so
have potential
confused
candidates.
now.
Is it also like a person, like a?
Lord or Lady Lamington.
Yeah. Be particularly skeptical of anyone who claims to be directly descended from either a lord or lady lamington. Lamington pretenders uniformly claim to be descended from a former lord, leading to the overwhelming of these claimants being false positives.
Okay, there was someone who's like the second Baron of Lamington that's an Australian.
Okay. So it's a person.
Charles Cochrane
Cochrane. Bailey.
Bailey, second Baron Lamington.
Okay. Most Lamingtons were agricultural workers, so anyone claiming to be descended from a farmer of Lamington is more likely to be credible. but should still be tested to verify authenticity. Do not bother testing anyone claiming to be descended from the 3rd Baron of Ellington, as Victor Alexander Brisbane William Cochrane Bailey died childless.
Yeah. Huh, very, very Australian.
That's very Australian. Gluten-free option? Having a Lamington stir self-raising flour into the mixture is critical to the synthesis process and will not work with a non-gluten alternative. TFW, no GF option. I forget what TFW stands for. GF is gluten-free, of course. Is TFW like the fuck why? No. Yeah, I don't know what TFW means. What is it? That feel when. That feel when. So it's like, it's a mood, right? Like that feel when, no gluten-free option. Sadness. I'm too old. I feel really. Earlier today I had to say, what did I say? Shit. I said we had a Zoom meeting with our marketing person. And I can't remember what I said. As soon as I said it, I was like, God, that makes me feel really old. I can't remember what it was though. Shit. I'm continuing. Why wouldn't it let me continue? I guess that's the end. So return.
Oh?
No, I did. Okay, so that was Lamington recipe.
I'm confused though. So once you get these things, what can you do? Is it just like nice to know?
I think they're some of them
there's one to the left, no?
Was there?
There? The shiny dot thing? Oh,
okay. It's just the light. Yeah. There was one here. I found a couple. There was one here.
How will you know? Oh, okay.
So that happens, yeah.
Okay.
So the thing glows and then you get the words. Like at the very beginning, right? So the fisherman won.
Oh,
so some of these are stories.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, Maddie was about to leave the counter when an old-looking man pushed the door open. He was hunched over, and he walked with a bit of a limp. And even at this distance, she could see the leathery texture of his skin, a testament to many years well lived. Maddie had been about to leave the counter to Che, but there was something in the way the man walked that made her want to stay long enough to see if he had any special requests. She wasn't sure if she would like the man, and in fact she was fairly sure there was a good chance that she wouldn't have much to say to the man, or much that she would be interested in hearing from him. But it was obvious that the man had paid his dues, and she felt that she owed him at least a few moments of her time. Even if he hadn't done anything in life worth of admiration, he at least had done enough to earn her respect. It was only when the man sat down that Maddie saw that his skin was cracked, but not wrinkled.
Is he burnt?
His body had been aged, but it had been aged by the elements and the sun more than it had been aged by the passage of time. The slight limp in his step could have easily been the limp of a young man who had spent one day too many lifting loads that were 1 kilo too heavy for him. He took the seat directly in front of her. You serve food here? Apparently the man was more interested in finding out what was on offer than figuring out where he was. Maddie kept herself from visibly smirking. There was something she liked about guests like that, people whose only question was that what was on tap. Maddie glanced at Che. He gave a nod of assent. Yes, Che was willing to play the role of grill master today. We do serve food, she said. The man squinted up at the menu above him. My eyes don't work too well in this light, he said. Got a paper menu? Maddie reached under the counter and pulled out a menu that looked just as aged as the man sitting in front of her. Its scars were from coffee stains, not cuts. But as she watched the man hold the menu, there was something about the combination of the two of them that felt right to her. The man stared at the menu for a good deal longer than it must have taken him to read everything on it. He finally spoke after a long, considered pause. Do you suppose it would be a problem if I were to order something if I didn't intend to actually eat it? That's not the kind of thing that would offend me, said Maddie. Actually, it was exactly the kind of thing that would offend her. Yet there was something in the way that the man asked that made her feel like whatever reason he might have for not eating food he was served, it would be a good one, and she was half interested to find out what the man's reaction would be. I'll have the grilled halibut, he said. Ah, halibut, said Maddie. She understood. Many people enjoyed the concept of grilled fish more than they liked it in practice.
I like grilled fish.
Don't bluff. You tolerate grilled fish.
No, I like some grilled fish. I like dory and sea bass and salmon.
I like my dory found.
You're so lame.
Concepts of grilled fish more than they liked it in practice. That was a good joke. You fuck off. And if this man knew himself well enough to be upfront and honest about that, she could respect that. I can't promise that it's never been frozen. I hope that's not a problem, she said, sure that it wouldn't be. Sounds like my kind of fish, said the man. The best halibut swim in cold water. Ain't a problem if that water happens to be in solid form after the halibut passes. She nodded to Che, who nodded back and headed back to the freezer. The man placed both of his hands on the counter and folded them. There was something serene in the way that the man sat there with no inclination to glance around and inspect the cafe he was in. No nervous movement in his legs, no strained expression on his face to express that he was waiting for something to happen.
It's really good. You don't see, but you can picture in your head exactly what the man looks like.
He looked so calm that Maddie almost didn't want to disturb him, but she chafed at the idea that only squeaky wheels were deserving of grease. Some wheels were just too polite to ask. Do you want a drink while you're waiting on that? I don't think I need a drink, said the man. All right, said Maddie, picking up a whiskey bottle and placing it in his field of view, a reminder of what he was free to ask for. The man squinted. Is that Jack Daniels? I don't think there's an apostrophe in Jack Daniels, but maybe there is. Indeed it is, said Maddie. The man's shoulders rose a bit in what looked like barely a chuckle. Got a fondness for that particular drink? It's just that we share the same name, said the man. I'm Jack Daniel. No relation to the distiller, I had several friends who took it upon themselves to check. As you might imagine, I've seen a lot of those bottles over the years. It's the kind of gift that people enjoy giving you when you have a name like that. Yeah. Is it a gift that you enjoyed receiving? It's always a pleasure to receive a gift, said Jack. It's nice to know that you have friends who care about you and think about you. Is it a gift that you enjoy consuming? The atmosphere and the world building in this game are impeccable so far. Yeah, they're really good. Is it a gift that you enjoy consuming? I had a shelf in my flat where I collected them, waiting for the other people to come so I'd have an excuse to open them. Ah, said Maddie, picking up the bottle and placing it below the counter. Sorry if I brought up a bad memory. He laughed. Where's the bad memory? They're good to receive from friends and good to share with friends. It's a reminder of the people who I was close to and things I did with them. No need to apologize for that. Maddie smiled. She was beginning to find that she liked Jack, and it seemed like Jack was the kind of person who liked her, if for no other reason than that he liked people, and Maddie was people. The writing on this is really fucking good. She chuckled with him, and she enjoyed the chuckle so much that she almost missed Jack's momentary sideways glance, an unguarded moment when his mind seemed to be on something other than what he was talking about. It was only an instant, but it was a flicker of pain that she learned to recognize over the years. There was something in him that was hurting, even as he remembered his friends. A sense of loss? A regret about something left unsaid? Maddie wasn't sure. Whatever it was none of her business. But she wanted it to be her business. Well, anything you want, just ask, said Maddie. Cup of water, warm glass of milk. Warm glass of milk? How old do you think I am? Maddie shrugged. 5 or 6, just the right age to drink a tall glass of milk before being shooed off to bed at 8 o'clock in the evening. I'm just barely older, said Jack. But if I do want that glass of milk, I guess I know who to ask.
I just had a warm glass of milk that had tea in it.
Well, that is the end of this story. Or at least this part. It's the Fisherman 1, so I assume there'll be a Fisherman 2 somewhere later on.
Okay.
Yeah. So we'll find out more about Jack. That's really good.
Yeah, the writing is very good.
Very
good.
good.
You don't see him, but you can visualize
exactly what they're talking about. Obviously we've seen Maddie, right? But the Fisherman, Jack. Yeah, I clocked that dude. There's something over here. There's a back door that I can't get through. There was this one, and there was this one behind me. There it is. Judgment once. This will probably be a story. Yep, it's Che. Che sat in the corner of the cafe with the book in his lap. His eyes danced over the page for several moments, the words on the page illuminated by the candle that sat perched on the armrest of his chair. Then, after several moments passed, he turned the page. He hadn't actually internalized any of the text on the page, nor had he taken in any of the text in the 50 preceding pages. I've read books like that sometimes. He was vaguely aware of the fact that the book kept on referring to a man named Henry, who Che presumed was the protagonist of the book he held in his lap. But beyond that, he knew little to nothing. Che didn't particularly mind this fact. In fact, if he started actually following the story that was told in the pages of this book, he would consider it a great failure. Che enjoyed sitting down with the book, and he enjoyed the platonic ideal of reading. But when it came to telling stories, he found books to be a poor substitute for a person sitting next to him. He didn't pick up books when he wanted to be told a story. He picked up books when he wanted to be alone, to situate a comfy chair and bask in candlelight and sit silently in a meditative state.
Such a good way of showing his personality.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Although Che and I read books for very different reasons.
No, sometimes I do that during lunch too. Like outside.
Oh, when you were in the before times, when you were outside.
Yeah, in the before times.
He turned another page. Hey, said a familiar voice, interrupting him. I'm in the middle of a book, Ned, said Che. If you hadn't noticed. That was the book's secondary function. It deterred people who might see a man sitting alone and seize upon the opportunity to start a conversation when he was not in the mood for conversation. Is it a good book? Said Ned. I was enjoying being alone with it, said Che.
He sounds like a grumpy old man.
Yeah, you looked really engrossed. I'm sorry to interrupt, but I've got a favor to ask. Why is it always to ask a favor? Said Che, looking past Ned and speaking to no one in particular, even though there was no one but Ned near enough to hear him speak.
That is a little bit
Yeah, it is a bit
weird.
weird.
Yeah. What is it, the widows?
They're widows, yeah. They have a lot of widows. I guess because it's not a book. But also, this video game, you could fix your font size, or you can make it longer.
Or maybe, can we select the font size? That's
We
why
do
it's
not.
weird? Oh, okay.
Unless I don't think so. Why is it never, hey Che, I just wanted to stop by to offer you a favor.
Oh, the writing is so good it makes me mad.
I did that one time, said Ned. You said you were busy, which I figured was your way of politely saying, please don't bother me with this kind of visit, so I stopped. Did you? I don't remember it. I'm sure you do remember it, said Ned. It was from back before you started forgetting things. Sometime around, when did the war start? You're gonna have to be a lot more specific, said Che. You know, the war with the soldiers and the guns. Ah, that war, said Che. Oh, Che is quite old. I did narrow it down a bit, didn't I?
Like
Yeah,
170
something, yeah. I'm not that old, said
And
Che.
he said like it was growing like the gold
Yeah, the gold rush.
rush? That's
Although
like,
if the year is 33 something, he can't be only 170. He has to be 1,000 something. Yeah.
I didn't see the part about it being in the 3000s.
I'm not that old, said Che. Wars were fought with guns even when I was a young man. Same for you. Did they? Well, it was the war with the, Ned trailed off. He raised a hand to his face and flicked his helmet, mimicking the unmistakable ping of an M1 Garand.
What's that?
That's World War II.
What's it called?
M1 Garand is a rifle that had 8 bullets. You couldn't. It does have a very satisfying ping. Like I play a lot of World War II first-person shooters, right? And when you run out of bullets, the clip just jumps out with a really satisfying ping, and then you got to put in a new one. And this kind of gun, this kind of rifle was before like clips that you use nowadays, where you can just
like
put the
the
bullets in.
automatic
Yeah.
one.
So you basically you had to carry these clips with you, and when one was used up, you just put another one in. You couldn't take it out and like refill with bullets like you can nowadays. Yeah. I think I'm not actually a gun expert, right? But that's what I've learned from playing World War II for first-person shooters. I need to take writing lessons from the writers of this game. Yeah, it's really good. It's really good. I'm part of a video game writers group, Discord, and I'm going to ask: is anybody here a Necrobarista writer? Because you guys are amazing. World War II? Which one was that? The one with the Nazis, said Che. That sounds about right, said Ned.
One
Anyway,
with the Nazis.
I came to ask. So far there's only been one war with the Nazis. Thank Christ.
You jinxed it.
Yeah.
Don't jinx it, touch wood.
Fuck, that's right. That sounds about right, said Ned. Anyway, I came to ask a favor. I hope that favor was spend a few minutes of your time having an Indian conversation. We already did that, said Che.
He seems so much grumpier with this customer than
I
he
don't think
was
this is a
with
customer.
Maddie.
I think this is someone like a friend or coworker or something. My, but you're snippy today, said Ned. What's gotten into you? Che held up the book. A good book is what's gotten into me. Sorry, said Ned. I wouldn't ask if it wasn't urgent. I'm in need of an interpreter. You speak Cantonese, right?
Oh. So Maddie speaks Chinese, we don't know what kind,
Yeah.
and Che speaks
Cantonese. Yes, said Che. Great, said Ned. Can I steal you for a few hours? Hours? Not if it's to be an interpreter, said Che. Why not? You speak Cantonese and you seem fluent enough in English, so why would you say no specifically to translating? Being an interpreter is not as simple as being bilingual, Ned. That is a true story. It's very different being bilingual and being an interpreter. Isn't it? I figured you hear things in one language and say them in another. Seems simple to me. Are you literate? Said Che. A bit. Can you write a work of great literature? Said Che. Nope, said Ned. Well, there you go, said Che. There's more to translating than being bilingual. Oh, come on, said Ned. I'm in a pinch. I'm not asking you to be a great interpreter, just an adequate one. There's lots of bilingual people around, said Che. I'm sure you know other places to ask. Yeah, but, I know you're not the kind of person to spill secrets, said Ned. And it's the kind of conversation that I just want to be between me and one other person, Great, said Che. Sounds like you need a professional interpreter. I hear they're great at facilitating those kinds of interactions.
What kind of mean, Che?
Che is a dick. At least here. And I think this is earlier, though. I think this is before he met Maddie.
Oh.
So I think this is when he was running the cafe, right?
Maybe.
Come on, said Ned. What can a professional interpreter do that you can't? A lot of things, said Che. But for one, a professional interpreter is someone you can count on to allow you to use their mouth to say incredibly stupid things without letting you or your counterparty know just how stupid they find the interaction.
Yeah, you really mean.
Funny that, said Ned. I always figured that's the kind of thing you'd be good at. Because I'm so good at holding my tongue? Yes. I've tried before, said Che, kicking up his feet. Being an interpreter pays well if you find yourself working for the right people, and it leaves your hands a lot less callous than some of the work I found myself doing instead. But you'll notice my hands have calluses. Turns out, holding your tongue is oftentimes harder than digging holes. Come on, you know how to be a diplomat, said Ned. Fuck off, said Che.
Well, that's a very different Che.
Yeah. There, that was me being undiplomatic. Now, would you kindly find another solution to your problem, one that doesn't involve me performing a task that I've told you at least twice now that I'm not going to do? To be fair, Che has told him many times.
He's just like one of those insistent uncles.
Yeah, I probably would have screamed at this guy long before already. Just fuck off. Ned started to say something, but stopped just short of making an utterance and backed off. Hey, Maddie. Oh. Hey, Maddie, Ned shouted. No, Maddie replied. I haven't even asked you for anything yet.
Maybe
said
Ned has a history of asking for help non-stop.
I know. I thought I would save you the time, said Maddie. Ned sighed. What is it with you people?
Maybe you need to pay for help, Ned.
Maddie turned toward Ned and glowered at him. You people? That's what I was...
You mean Chinese people?
Yeah, Ned raised his hands defensively. I didn't mean... Look, I just mean that you two, you're birds of a feather in quite a few ways.
I don't like Ned.
Yeah, see? Now we're on Che's side, right? Maddie stared at him, and Ned contemplated whether there was any way for him to make a statement grouping Maddie and Che together without making himself look worse than he already did. I think he just meant two obnoxious people. He sighed in frustration. You know what your problem is? Yes, said Maddie. I know him quite well. And he's standing right in front of me.
Maybe Ned's just a butt.
Alright, well that's the end of the first part of the story. Yeah. So these are really fucking good. I like these a lot.
I don't like these writers, they're too good.
They're too good. God damn it.
Crucible product reviews.
Spirit resistant quartz crucibles with self-sealing lids. Product description. Heat resistant up to 1650 degrees Celsius. That's really resistant. Self-sealing lids form airtight seals around the crucible's ground rim. Highly resistant to corruption and spiritual interference. Clear inner and outer covering allow for easy spotting of cracks or imperfections. Quality suitable for mixing potions and filters. Average rating 3.5 stars out of 5. Product reviews 5 out of 5. I love this. The covering, despite being quartz, has a textured appearance that gives it a silky smooth feel to it. Most crucibles feel sterile and cold, but this one makes for a perfect beverage container when entertaining guests. 4 out of 5. The previous crucible set I used was inherited from my grandmother, who brought them over from New England. Unfortunately, 2 months at sea were not kind to her spiritware, and her crucibles were filled with tiny cracks and microfractures that allowed unsightly looking soup to build up, leaving them stained with hard gray lines about everywhere, looking like they're about to crack apart at any moment.
Oh, do you want me to read? It's past 10 already.
It's alright.
Okay.
It's not, yeah. She used them for several decades to come, but every time I worked with her and watched them heat up, I was afraid they were constantly on the verge of shattering. Are they urns?
I don't know. Maybe you use them to store spirits that you capture.
Yeah, that's what I thought. One she used to...
For Ghostbusters.
Yeah. Which I will get back to. One she used to contain a lost wayward spirit for several days before finding a home for it. and I would get up at night to check the embers under the crucible, and it always unsettled me seeing how fragile the container was. Several times I found myself tempted to tip the crucible over to see how easily it would shatter under my soft touch. Needless to say, this new set is much nicer. They are sterile, and I can keep several of them in my bedroom without feeling unsettled by their presence. 2 of the crucibles in my set arrived with small chips in them, but I contacted the manufacturer and they replaced them at no charge. The replacements were express shipped, and the process was quick and painless, so great customer service, and they offer replacements up to 1 year. For the price, they can't be beat. 4 out of 5. Owned mine for 2 weeks and it didn't crack. Decent for the price. 5 out of 5. Received mine in the mail this morning and can't wait to try it out. So glad to have finally found someone selling crucibles at a reasonable price. A brand name one costs over $200, which is just outrageous. 1 out of 5. Bought this several weeks ago since it was the cheapest crucible on the site, advertised as spirit resistant. I'm working on a filter for my graduate thesis and purchased 100 of these for lab use.
What's a filter?
It's a type of concoction mixture. Yeah. I don't know its exact thing, but it's like a potion type of thing. Yeah.
I like learning new words.
Yeah. I've seen this in like fantasy novels. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Where's my dictionary? Oh, you can continue.
I lost my place. Hold on. Oh yeah. My plan was to monitor 100 different animal spirits over with different types of plant matter and compare how different biomaterials affected their vigor over a 90-day period. The first day, I set the first 5 with samples of mugroot, feverfew, ginger, ginseng, and golden seal. I placed them in crucibles over low heat, 80 degrees centigrade, and left them overnight. And over the next 2 days, did the same with all the remaining crucibles, finishing on a Friday and leaving the lab alone for the weekend.
Oh, so it actually is a very British thing, and the original word is filter.
Yes.
Which can be a love potion or just a normal potion. A magic potion for any purpose, or a drug supposed to cause the person taking it to fall in love.
Ah, okay. There you go. I think here they're using it like a potion. Like it's just another word for potion, or mixture of some kind. When I arrived back on Monday, I knew that something was wrong when I noticed a rain cloud hovering over the door. It's not uncommon for the rain clouds to appear at any time of year at any time of day in our part of the country, but it's quite another to find a rain cloud localized entirely within the hallway of your research lab. I braced for the worst, but I guess I should have braced harder. Nothing could have prepared me for the smell when I opened the door. I immediately felt my eyes watering and actually found myself choking. It smelled so bad. I slammed the door shut and went to the basement to grab one of the emergency respirators we keep down there. Unfortunately, the respirator did little to mask the terrible stench inside the lab. I opened the first crucible and saw that it was filled with a tar-like substance, and as I studied its inky black writhing form, I felt the air sucked out of me, almost like it was trying to drag me into the abyss with it. I threw it onto the floor, and the container shattered, splattering the floor with the tar-like substance, which began slowly crawling across the room. My dude, you've got a ghost. I grabbed the fire extinguisher from the wall and sprayed the tar until it was completely covered, and heard what sounded like a sputtering noise followed by a long gasp and a scream that faded into oblivion. Jesus Christ. After poking at the fire extinguisher spray, whatever was underneath was clearly quenched. I took the remaining crucibles and placed them in the oven, and baked them at a temperature of 1600 degrees for several hours as I sat alone in the lab, contemplating the cruelty of existence and wondering what my academic advisor would have to say about my thesis project. After several hours of waiting, I opened the oven and checked the contents of the crucible, revealing nothing but ash. Whatever it was that had been drawn by the spiritual emissions of my lab work, it was gone from my world. But the memory of that day will haunt me for all the remaining days of my life. Another 1 out of 5. Do not buy this crucible for spirit-related applications. My wife is one of the product designers who worked on this item. The crucibles in this listing come from a manufacturer called Mars Security LLC. Back in 2013, they were some of the best hardware you could get for your money and earned a reputation among hobbyists as great value for anyone working on a budget. In 2016, they did a survey and found that fewer than 3% of buyers were actually using crucibles for spirit-related applications, and decided they could cut costs by removing the spirit-resistant properties. However, they found that products advertised with updated ad copy to reflect this didn't sell as well, so they continued using the old product description, which advertised it as spirit-resistant, with the new product line, which is not spirit-resistant. I don't know how they are getting away with this. Apparently, the definitions of what is actually spirit-resistant are legally murky, and the number of people affected is small enough that they continue to sell well. Stay far, far away from this one, and warn anyone you know of who might buy an item like this that it does not work as advertised. 5 out of 5. Nice color. Thanks, Internet. Alright, that's the end of that.
It always bugs me, right, when there are those like 5 out of 5 reviews. Have not tried it yet.
Yeah,
Hope
yeah.
it works. Like,
There was one of those.
What is the point of you?
I'm looking forward to trying it out. I just got it.
Yeah. What is the point of you?
There's stairs. Can I go upstairs? Or is that blocked off? No, I can't. Oh yeah. Hey. Oh, it's blocked off. Damn it. I guess it'll
It's like
open up
another
later.
level, yeah.
Yeah.
Are we done with the? Can we go outside?
I don't think so. No, none of the doors seem to open.
Okay.
So this door, and then there's another door in the back here.
Mm.
What my assumption is that these doors will open as you do more of the story. That's my assumption.
It's like a scary game, but it's not.
It's
like
not,
it's like a cozy mystery, like a Becky Chambers book.
It's not even a mystery, I don't think. Like I
mean,
mean,
like it's like a cozy story.
Yeah, I don't know why the light changes when you get in this corner though. Like you see how it's all, and then here it's like blue.
It's
Like, whoa. Again, and that's I keep wondering if I'm missing something.
If you stand there and you look at the room, do you
Whoa.
see ghosts?
I'm thinking about alchemy the wrong. Oh yeah, I forgot about this. I don't think so. Do I? No. But yes, I forgot about the alchemy one. That's here. Thinking about alchemy the wrong way. Ooh, I almost missed you, alchemy. Okay. Highlighted passages from Thinking About Alchemy the Wrong Way by Sophie Cordola. Most study of alchemy throughout history can be categorized as either practical alchemy, that is, alchemy which aims to understand the world only as well as it is needed to fulfill certain utilitarian ends, and philosophical alchemy, that is, alchemy which aims to come to a more complete understanding of the world as it is, without prejudice for which portions of alchemical understanding can be wielded to utilitarian ends. In the modern alchemy movement, there has been a tendency within literature to place a greater emphasis on philosophical alchemy, based on the premise that coming to a more complete and correct understanding of the universe is the best way for us to discover new, practical methods for the physical use of alchemy. Much of this is based on the modern scientific movement and the post-Enlightenment era. Much like our understanding of theoretical physics gives us more accurate models of physical reality which have real applications in engineering, having a better understanding of alchemy on a philosophical level informs our practice of alchemy.
I'm just going to Google who the writers are.
However, it may be that this focus on alchemy, which places an emphasis on being correct rather than useful, has thrown out the baby with the bathwater. Admittedly, my position here is hardly biased. The fact that practical studies of alchemy have largely been chased underground is the reason that the tome you're reading is self-published, rather than distributed through more official channels. For example, underappreciated in the development of modern alchemical practices is the use of a 5-element model. Early pre-Aristotelian... Jesus Christ. Wait, let me try that again. I can pronounce that word. Early pre-Aristotelian alchemical models were based on an understanding of 5 elements: wood, fire, earth, metal, and water. You are missing air. According to Captain Planet, it's wind, water. No, it's earth, wind. Earth, wind, water, fire, heart.
Yeah. Yes. So we can follow the writer on Twitter.
I think I'm gonna.
Me too.
Because they are great. Is it just the one person?
Yeah.
Wow, they are really good. Yeah.
Also, if you want, you can hire him because it's open.
Hire them.
Hire them. Sorry.
Yes. Yes. Later, Aristotelian alchemical models separated elements into 4 categories of earth, water, air, and fire. So wood and metal somehow became air. Wood, fire, earth, metal, and water. Is that Chinese? Those are the 5 elements in Chinese, right? Yeah, Chinese.
Yeah, but there are elements everywhere. Like,
no, I know.
Chinese elements, you will add metal.
Yeah, so wood, fire, earth, metal, and water.
Oh, right.
Right? That's yeah. Yeah, see, Chinese 5 elements. There, yeah. Joe, Joe and I were on the same wavelength.
I'm looking at Damon's page.
I should follow him. Yeah. I followed the developer Twitter accounts, but not the writers. And I should.
We should.
Because they are very, very good.
Tell them that they are really good.
Yes. While this might only be more accurate and reflect an evolution of our understanding of alchemy, it seems to sacrifice the more practical separation of elements in a way that better allows us to understand less tangible things. These are long sentences. While wood is not an element, strictly speaking, it helps for us to think of it as such. The 5th element. Hey, Ron Mower. Welcome. After all, juxtaposing wood against elements such as metal and fire makes it apparent that wood possesses certain soul-like qualities that other elements lack, which might prompt us to question what it is about wood that seems to make it behave like a super element, with practical uses beyond the conventional. The fifth element was Milahovovich.
You're so dumb.
There's a great irony in the fact that while these kinds of questions eventually led us to discard the 5-element model, the new model no longer allows for the existence in this sort of question to exist in academic literature. This is really good because they've clearly written this as an academic text, and it's awesome. This book serves as my guide to asking the wrong questions to arrive at the wrong answers that nonetheless seem to work. It is a book for troublemakers and rule breakers. Indeed, the fact that you hold this book in your hands right now is probably evidence that you have broken several rules to acquire it. That, or you are a rule enforcer tasked with destroying my work, who for some reason has decided to take the time to read it. Perhaps you are reading my work in search of identifying information which might lead you to my location, or you are reading to gain a better understanding of someone whom you consider to be an enemy. Perhaps after reading my work, you will realize that my ideas are not so dangerous as you've been I think, led to believe. Or perhaps you will realize that they're exactly as dangerous as you've been told. And I think that is the end of that. So, unfortunately, like when I press A, right, it just sort of stops when it's the last bit, but sometimes it stops at the end. So at the end of a paragraph, it's pressed twice or something sometimes. So I'm always a bit unsure as to whether this is actually the end, or if I just haven't pressed A as many times. Okay, so now we can continue with the story, which is here with Maddie. Now that we've read all those things, and I think that's it. I didn't see any more, and I had almost forgotten about the alchemical thing, but I don't remember seeing any others. But yeah, when you come here, it turns blue, right? This corner. I don't know why. I don't know if we just don't get a lot of light in this place. Oh, the lights are off.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why. And then over here, the lights are on. It's so weird that it's such a
big contrast.
Big contrast, yeah.
Maybe it's warm lighting, that's why.
Or do you think we're dead, and that's why we're just kind of hanging out here?
Maybe.
Maybe we're dead. We haven't talked to Maddie yet. All right, so here we go. Continue the story. Continue? Yes. Wait, did I press no? I did press no. My bad. I defaulted to no.
Where's Ashley? I want Ashley back.
She passed out. Too much coffee. She crashed. Or rather, not enough coffee. Man, I'd love to see that. I could use a pick-me-up.
Oh, that's Kishan.
Yeah,
oh,
Kishan
no.
and Che. No, it's Che. I can't promise it'll be there. It's kind of inconsistent. Still, though, a hallway that's only there sometimes? How do you get to the kitchen otherwise? There's another slightly longer one that we use instead. It's much less exciting. But on the upside, it's consistently there. I love telling new people about it, though. The reaction's always hilarious. I definitely didn't expect to be getting enthusiastic today over a weird quantum hallway. When people start getting nervous about magic, they usually start trying to explain it using science terms to reassure themselves. It's true. Or enthusiastic at all, actually, because as soon as I stop to think about it, I realize I'm actually extremely messed up about this. Her glasses are really good. Magic.
Alchemical.
Yeah. I understand. Your life has gone very weird very fast, conceptually speaking. Or, your unlife? I should be better at talking about this by now, shouldn't I? Geez, that's not a fun one to think about, huh? Just keep talking about the hallway so I can keep my mind off this. To be honest, I'm not sure I could even properly explain a lot of what goes on in here. The building's mildly sentient, too much magic in the soil for it not to be, really. So the cafe's alive? Not necessarily. Plenty of things have come to life here, but as far as we can tell, the building itself doesn't really fall into that category. Also, it mostly tends to shift itself in ways that are helpful instead of frustrating, so... Quantum hallways. I'm making myself a cuppa. Australian vernacular for cup of tea. Also English, for that matter. An important cultural institution, especially when drunk in the afternoon. You want something?
I would like coffee.
Nah, I'm good for now.
Ooh.
Also, what's the barista's name? I didn't actually catch it. I feel like a jerk. Maddie? She's the owner now. Not just the barista. She still makes coffee, of course. But since she's the owner now, she has a lot more to juggle. Why are you asking? Got a try on her, eh? No. I have a boyfriend. Hat? Oh, jeez, this is a lot.
It looks like he died on the job. Like
Yeah, because he's wearing. Yeah, he's wearing his tool
gloves.
belt. Yeah, I can't imagine how he's feeling. I'm trying to think about it. Okay.
And are those like bruises or something? Is it makeup?
I'm not
like,
sure.
Like
Yeah, I
like
see.
scraped, right?
Yeah. But I think it might also just be shading. Like it might be on the other side as well.
Yeah, I mean his eyes both have that kind of shading, but
Oh,
the one
okay.
on his nose looks like scraped.
Oh no, I think that's also just like shadow,
Oh,
just
is
to
it?
kind of give a little bit definition. Because we're suddenly really close up to his face. Okay. Yep. Okay.
Oh,
See,
you're
he's
right,
got
yeah.
it too. Yeah.
He has lines though now. You
Yeah.
realize under his eyes?
You want that drink now? I think I want something a little more potent than coffee right now. Sorry.
There's Jack Daniels.
Don't enable him, Krishan. Shush. I can get you something stronger, mate.
See his pants? Are those fashion tears or like
Oh,
distressed
yeah.
pants? Or is it a sign of his age?
Shot of whiskey, perhaps?
Whiskey is spelled with E.
Okay. I love that you asked that question
Oh no.
because just today at work we were talking about this because in the thing that we're working on now, whiskey was spelled with an E, and one of my colleagues said, "Wait, shouldn't it be spelled just Y?"
Yeah.
And then we kind of like we hadn't looked it up, but we sort of just kind of decided amongst ourselves, oh, it must be like a British American thing, right? British spelling has no E, and American spelling has the E. But it's not that simple. The two spellings of whiskey, the EY and the Y, are used everywhere. And they actually are a difference in where the whiskey was made.
Oh.
So, whiskey made in Ireland and the US is spelled EY.
Okay.
Whiskey made in Scotland and Japan is spelled with a Y.
Oh.
And so the difference comes from the Scottish and the Irish, because that's where whiskey originated, right? So the Irish whiskey had the EY and the Scottish whiskey had the Y.
Oh.
In America, whiskey made in America was originally mostly made by Irish immigrants, so it's spelled with an EY. The reason it's spelled with a Y in Japan is because the Japanese who first started making whiskey in Japan learned from the Scottish method, I should say, right? So that's why they spell it with just the Y.
Oh,
And
that makes
other
sense.
places around the world that also make whiskey, they either make it the Scottish way or the Irish way, and then they'll spell it accordingly. There is an American whiskey called Maker's Mark that spells it with just the Y,
Oh.
but everyone thinks they're just trying to be atas.
Or maybe they didn't know and now it's too late.
And now it's too late to change. Yeah. So Maker's Mark.
Interesting.
Yeah. So that's what we learned because we originally thought it was just like a British American spelling thing, right? Like how it usually is. But no, there's a lot more history. And I don't know. I know fuck all about whiskey, right? Because I can't drink it. I wish I could, but I can't. So it was fun to learn this. Yeah. And now I get to share it. Like I literally just learned this today, and now I get to share it with the world or whoever watches.
I didn't know about this, so it wasn't scripted.
Yeah, it wasn't scripted at all. Shot of whiskey, perhaps. A neat bourbon will always be the perfect mix of classy
So
yet
this
unpretentious.
is Irish whiskey.
This is Irish or American, yeah.
Yeah.
What if whiskey is made by a food synthesizer? Well,
It's a Z.
It still has, yeah.
WHIZ KEY if it's a Scottish.
Whiskey.
Yeah, if it's a Scottish robot.
I thought this was a cafe. Well, it is, mostly. We do serve alcohol though, and stronger things on request. Stronger than alcohol? What's stronger than alcohol? Like
Rocket fuel.
Rocket fuel, yeah. Stronger? Like what? Baiju?
Baitio.
Oh, it's a Chinese wine, is it?
White wine? I'm not sure, Joe. Like Baitio, right?
Rainbow meaning the more you know.
Like Bai is white,
Absinthe?
Tio is alcohol, but yeah.
I have to assume it's a Chinese wine. I can't remember. Absinthe? pure ethanol. I once had you need to fit that trivia into a Sherlock sample. It's the kind of a thing I bet Encyclopedia Brown would have known and used to bust the case wide open.
Like,
Maybe.
I think Dad could. Or Mom. Mom would be like, no.
How do you?
She is a food. She's a food scientist. So, yeah.
Mom is a food scientist. It'd be pretty funny if Sam starts talking about like differences in whiskey, and Mom and Dad are like, "How do you know that?"
We are the supper club.
Yeah, I once had a homemade Zambuca that tasted like fucking rocket fuel. That was harsh. You think a place like this wouldn't have anything stronger than that? Stronger than pure ethanol? Sure. Generally a name used for Chinese rice wine. Okay, that's what I figured. Sure. Remind me later and I might pull out some of my special reserve. Don't enable him, Kishan. Also entirely agree on the Sherlock
How do people find things out before the internet?
I have no idea. I mean, I had a really nice set of encyclopedias, but of course those didn't update in real time. So if it wasn't in there, I was out of luck. Hey, someone's got to drink it.
You know what? Because the one after the one we're writing is the short stories. We could have like a noir thing, and then Sherlock's like a PI, and then he has his whiskey
That's
thing.
a good idea.
I'm gonna write it down.
Yes. So we. Oh no! Now everyone knows. all 4 of my viewers know. Hey, someone's got to drink it. I know you're not gonna touch the stuff aside from setting it on fire. Excuse me, I have perfectly good reason for wanting to set a puddle of distilled soul on fire.
Distilled soul, okay.
We'll agree to disagree on that one. So, Kishan, what'll it be? Actually, I changed my mind on the coffee. Can I order something complex? Muay Thai, I can't pronounce that word. Muay Thai? Muay Thai?
It sounds Cantonese.
Is already 40 to 60% alcohol? 40 to 60% alcohol? That is too much alcohol.
Oh, it's a kind of baitio.
Oh.
I'm allergic to alcohol, so wow, this looks like rocket fuel.
Yes, it does. Distilled Chinese liquor. It's made in it's made in the town.
Oh, it's fermented. I don't know how to pronounce this.
Sorghum. Fermented sorghum, and now comes in several different varieties.
Introduced in the Qing Dynasty.
Alcohol by volume. Wait.
Whoa!
Yeah, 53. That is ridiculous.
It tastes like fire.
I'm sure it does. Good God. I should try some of that and then die. Actually,
maybe you could just dip your finger inside and lick it like that and then pass out.
When I went to school, I went to high school. I went to parties. That's not true. I did drink, but I never drank super hard stuff. Vodka was like the hardest I'd get. But there was kids like who would drink Everclear, and I never touched that because like I kept hearing stories of like Everclear making people go blind. I don't know how true that is, right? But like just because it's basically grain alcohol.
Yeah, I think it's because last time they used to actually put fuel in and people would drink it, right? So then that's how they went blind.
Okay.
Yeah.
I never touched Everclear. I had friends who did.
It's like
and they got drunk
during
real
the
fast.
war. Yeah, then they started to put stuff.
Like when you, I know that like last time when you had like your moonshine and shit, right? Like you made the moonshine too strong, and that could like legit kill you. Actually, I changed my mind on the coffee. Can I order something complex? Gotta treat myself on my last day on Earth. I'm after a sugar rush. If we have the ingredients, it shouldn't be an issue.
Whoa! One bottle of Kway Chow Mo Thai Baitio is $500 to $600.
Wow. It's a lot of alcohol, that's why.
It's apparently China's
national liquor.
Whoa.
Oh, is that true? Is that
I don't
true?
know.
Maybe. Maddie can whip it up for you. Cool. I only hear stories of moonshine. I can't drink either. In that case, can I have a large quadruple shot, double vanilla caramel, no foam, super hot, reverse, coconut milk macchiato. How do you reverse a coconut? I'm confused.
Maybe you pour it this way. You pour it into the milk rather than the milk into the coconut.
Oh, maybe. Oh my god. With 2 sugars and whipped cream on top. Maddie? Yes, dearest. Can you?
Dearest?
I don't quite know how. Is this real? Oh, is it too much? I was going to ask for that shot of whiskey Che mentioned earlier, but it seemed a little extra. Well, yes.
I think
it is too much.
I think that they edited the dialogue because if this was 2009, a lot of this terminology wasn't really like extra.
I don't know. I mean, it could like. So here's the thing, right? All these terms that we think are super new might just seem super new to us because we're old, and like kids were using it like 10, 15 years ago.
So. Because like, I don't think so. Because like kids use it.
She just doesn't want to admit she's old.
No, I always admit I'm old. I use it as an excuse not to know things. But yeah, I think, yeah.
I don't even think Starbucks would serve that.
Or maybe it's culturally specific to like Australia or something.
No, I don't think so.
No?
Why? Because it's a fucked up order, man. Dang. Every single word of that increased my urge to set the espresso machine on fire so I wouldn't have to think about making coffee ever again. Maddie has all the classic symptoms of being a pyromaniac, but she's definitely not a pyromaniac. Oh, but the whiskey's fine. I do that too. I have a counter offer, which you have to accept. Yeah? I'll make you another double shot long black. And I'll put whiskey in it, but I won't call you a hipster this time. If you decline my offer, on God, I will strip your soul from your body and use it to scrub the counters at closing time. They will smell delicious afterwards, if that's any consolation. Yikes. That does sound like a competitive counter offer. Not the soul thing.
I want to be Maddie when I grow up.
I'll take the coffee. My generosity knows no bounds. That's a good face. Let's just screenshot this face.
Yeah, wait, let me take
Hold
a
on,
picture.
let me, yeah, I'm gonna take a picture of this. I got it, I captured it. It's a good face.
I can't take a picture.
I captured it, so
Okay.
I'll do it again just to be safe.
Is this on the Switch?
Yeah,
It
yeah.
is, right?
Yeah. So I've captured it again. Normie.
That is a very Australian term, I think.
Normie?
I think so.
I mean, I assume it just means normal. Like you are a normal
I
person.
think it means plebeian.
So, to conclude, that order sucked because it defies the laws of physics.
Yeah, plebeian.
Okay. Wait, is a rising noun indebted to describing someone, often pejoratively or ironically, whose taste and lifestyle are mainstream? Ah. So to conclude, that order sucked because it defies the laws of physics, has a heart attack's worth of sugar in it, and is something only winkers ask for. Is it possible to die twice? This pic needs to be a Republic of
I
some
think
sort.
so too. It's gonna be a sticker that I use whenever someone like asks me to do something.
Yep. There she is. You can die twice if you're brought back from the dead. Or if you manage to really annoy someone between here and the next place.
Okay, we
Which
have
is-
10 minutes left.
Okay, which is more likely because resurrection is illegal. Resurrection is reserved for emergencies, and the Council has very particular definitions about what constitutes an emergency. Many centuries pass without a single qualified emergency.
Except Maddie's work.
But if you're asking whether you can get a heart attack or whatever, the answer is no. Life and death have a slightly different meaning here. Can't die from natural causes. It's a bit complex and weird, and we're still in the process of figuring out how it all works. You didn't open this book. Now he's 200 years old. I'm over 200 years old, and I still haven't made proper sense of it yet. Just got some big ideas. Right. So what's keeping me from just staying here? Like, I'm already dead. Why do I have to go to the next place? You got a certain number of hours you're allowed to remain on the edge of the mortal realm. Hours are fungible. Fungible. They can be bought, sold, and exchanged.
Like non-fungible tokens.
See? They can't be bought, sold, or exchanged. Although apparently all you do is buy and sell them. Generally speaking. But the Council of Death always collects on debts owed to them. And you'll start running up a debt if you stay here too long. Ah, is that what they're paying back? Did they stay too long? Maybe they are dead.
Yeah.
Your soul starts to get itchy too. Is there any feeling less pleasant than an itch you can't scratch? Probably, but it's still up there. It's not something you want to experience. We've had a few stay past our allotted time, and they've gotten very uncomfortable very fast. It starts with general irritability, and then worse things begin to happen. Uh-huh. It's a weird thing to wrap your head around. How long do I have before I need to make myself scarce? You got 24 hours. Any longer, and we start to pick up the tab since you're on our premises. The terminal is a place where borrowed time has a very literal meaning. Mm. And as charming as you are, we've already racked up too much time debt from letting people stick around past their expiry date.
Oh, so who gets the debt? They get the debt.
They get the debt. That's what she's saying. Yeah. So before, when she and Shay were having the conversation, right? Like, because she owns the place now, she owns the terminal.
Yeah.
The time debt is hers.
So I wonder whether there's a story there. Like, did she take over the debt from him?
I presumably yes. We're deep enough in the hole as it is, hours wise.
So they have to work it off.
Yeah, I guess. We're extremely poor. We've been a bit too lenient in the past, letting people stay just a little longer instead of gently shooing them onto the next plane of existence, etc. You know the drill. But hey, since ours are fungible, you can always acquire them some other way.
So he can just trade it.
You can trade with other people,
like
yeah.
The whole thing or in part.
There's something happening tonight, actually, that you might be interested in.
Oh, Ashley.
Seriously? You're still doing that? Shush. You know the council doesn't look on that stuff favorably. Ned said so himself. Oh, Ned. It draws customers and helps us shave down the debt.
That makes sense. If Ned is one of the people that
maybe
they owe a debt to.
Oh, but also maybe at the very beginning there was a fourth person.
Oh yeah.
Maybe that was Ned. Yeah, I don't know, right? There was one guy who kept saying like, "This is bad. You should be doing this." Yeah. I'll take whatever I can get. And hey, fuck Ned.
That's why they don't like Ned. That makes sense.
We have a 13-year-old right here, you know. Yawn. She's heard enough coarse language for a lifetime. I'm not too worried about her.
I think she's dead too.
She's right though. What? Every time Ned comes around, he makes you guys really stressed out. Ashley's at that age where she's learned to recognize when other people are stressed, but not experienced enough to fully understand what it feels like. Yeah.
Kids.
Maybe not you so much. When Maddie gets nervous and it brings down the mood, man. So fuck Ned. Hey, Ashley! Goodness, I think you've had too much coffee today. Slam. I'm crashing so hard right now, you have no idea.
She's my favorite.
It's like I was crashing earlier, but that was just a pre-crash and I'm having a double crash or something.
I'm still angry at how good the writing is.
Sigh. All I ask is that you try and keep the swearing to a minimum when customers are around. Okay. Does Kashan count? It's fine. A couple of my housemates are tradies, so you learn to ignore it pretty quick. I don't know what tradies are.
Traders.
Are you sure? Because it just says tradies. See, you don't know.
I know.
Housemates, a great way to save money on rent and never get lonely if you're not attached to the idea of personal space. Tradie. That's a brand?
Construction work. Tradesmen.
Oh.
So not a
like
banker.
Blue collar, maybe?
Yeah, like gardeners.
Like
and
blue
stuff
collar,
like
yeah.
that.
Okay, so in the U.S. we called it blue collar workers, like construction workers and carpenters and basically anything you can do with a hand. Okay, cool. Are tradies? Were tradies? Ugh. They're still tradies unless they changed career in the last couple of days. But they're not my roommates anymore. Because, hey mates, have I mentioned how much being dead sucks? Because it sucks and I feel extremely bad about it. Having a pretty bad time right now in general, to be honest. Oh. Yep. Even just adapting your language is a pain, isn't it? Want a proper drink now? Without coffee in it? I'd go for an Irish coffee. It's got whiskey with an E.
Unless it's done by a robot. Then
Unless it's done by a robot, then it's Z. It's W-H-I-Z-K. An Irish robot. Fuck, I gotta write this story now.
What if Watson goes to Scotland and helps
and learns how to... I mean,
learns how to make whiskey from there, but comes back to Singapore and makes.
like if it's not like if you still go through the process of like distilling and you know all that thing and aging it and blah blah blah, then it would still be with a Y because it's Scottish whiskey, right?
Okay.
The Scottish process, no matter who's making it. Yeah, that'd be good. The TV didn't say anything about there being a storm tonight. Melbourne. I can't fucking. Melbourne storm. Now, a somewhat unusual weather phenomenon known for being the only one of its kind to occur below the Barassi line. I don't know what a Barassi line is. Go look it up.
My phone is already at like 9%.
Oh, here's mine. You can look it up on mine.
Okay, it's okay. Barassi.
Line.
It's an imaginary line in Australia which divides areas where Australian rules football is the most popular football code for those where rugby league and rugby unions dominate.
That is hilarious. That's really funny. I thought it was like a real thing, like the Tropic of Cancer or some shit. That's amazing. This game is super Australian. It looks like a decent sized one's rolling in. Melbourne weather strikes again. I'll go upstairs and close the windows. Cheers. Come on, Ashley. Let's clean up your workbench while we're up there, yeah?
Oh, I want to hug Ashley.
Grown. Do you need a bribe? Yes. I have some chocolate hidden away. Acceptable.
You don't need any more caffeine, Ashley.
Chocolate?
Yeah, chocolate has caffeine.
I guess a little bit, yeah.
She needs plain water.
Wait. Dead people can still get drunk, yeah? Why else do you think we serve alcohol? To make money? Well, yeah. Hang on. Do I even have my wallet? Doubt it. I don't. Yeah. How does that work? Why do I have my clothes but not the contents of my pockets?
Makes sense.
A good place for things that don't have a place. Chewing gum, spare change, nervous hands. I don't know, dude. Everyone's experience is different. Death doesn't follow many rules. Only universal rule I can think of is that you can't stay. People don't generally come in without their clothes, fortunately. Storm. So about this drink. I guess you're gonna give me straight vodka or something? Why is that? You don't like making complex. You don't like making complex. For fuck's sake. You don't like making complex drinks. Haha, dude, no. I don't like making ridiculous caffeine-laced milkshakes for overcompensating soccer dads. I'm happy to mix a cocktail within reason. Oh, okay. What have you got then? Chase got everything you can think of. And then some. I could go for a mint julep.
Mint julep!
Hey.
Remember when Jay was so excited about mint juleps? He called it mint jalops.
Mint jalops. Hey, what's that outside? I have a friend named Jay. We call him J-Pop. He's not Japanese. He doesn't actually like pop music. It's just fun to call him J-Pop. Hey, what's that outside? Oh, is it Ned?
Oh.
Outside? Some guy out in the rain? Ah, shit.
Oh no.
Maddie?
Foreshadowing.
Maddie, what's up? Let's get started on that drink.
Did he come for...
Oh, I think it is. He's got that same thing around his fucking neck. What is that called?
Necklace?
Not necklace. The
Lanyard?
warm thing. The warm thing?
Oh.
What is that called? You know,
Scarf?
That's it. Scarf. He's got a scarf. Or a muffler. See? Scarf.
Oh.
Morning.
And his face.
Look at that face.
It's not even a face.
Hi? Hello, recently departed. Hey, that hat you're wearing kind of makes you look like...
Deaf.
Ned Kelly? Ah! Ned Kelly.
Oh.
Ned Kelly was an old-timey Australian bandit. Much like the American bandits of the Old West. Kind of like that. So he's a bit of a... He's a mix, right? He's a bandit, so he's portrayed as a bad guy, but he's also like a folk hero, so he's portrayed as a good guy. There's all this stuff that's come up about Ned Kelly. Although in real life, I think he was just he was a thief. He was like a bank robber and shit. Like he killed people. Yeah. I could have sworn you were standing outside literally a second ago. So how's this one, car kit? So how'd this one, Karkin? Good morning to you too. Ned? Yeah, that is Ned. Yeah, so Ned can fuck off then. It's 7 o'clock in the morning, Madeline. Piss off, Nedward. That's not even my full name. Isn't it Maddie? Isn't it Maddie? Chase said it was, and he never lies. He never said that. Well, no. But it was worth a try. A try at what? Ooh, she got up on the counter. Catching me off balance? Some shit along those lines? Mate, I'm so off balance right now that a light breeze would knock me head over arse. Don't push me. Hey, this mint julep is great. Dude, read the fucking room.
Thanks, Kishan.
Yeah, correct, Joe. He's in real life.
Kelly gang, like Thomas Kilney wrote a book about.
Yeah, like Ned Kelly's he's in some circles is a folk hero. In the same way that
he's like Wyatt Earp.
Yeah, no, Wyatt Earp was actually a lawman. Whether you agree with his tactics or not, he was a lawman. But like he's more like Bonnie and Clyde.
Oh, that's true.
Like Bonnie and Clyde were, by all accounts, not good people, but there's a legend that grew around them, and they got an even closer thing would be like what's his face, Jesse James is another like they're bandits. Yeah, they're bad people, but legends grow around them, and they are occasionally portrayed as good people, even though that's most likely fictitious. Just wanted to contribute that to the conversation. Read the room, Kishan. So, you catch the game last night? The Australian Football League provides everyone with a chance to root for your favorite local team, unless you're Tasmanian. Aw. Poor Tasmania. No. And I do not care to discuss the export with you or anyone else. Don't try it. Oof. Just making polite conversation. You should try it sometime. So I think we owe Ned, is that what it is? Maybe. Not for you, though. You've never come in during daylight hours before. What do you want? Nothing much. I'd like to talk to Che at some point, but it can wait, seeing as he's missing. Planning on sending out a search party? Might do. It'd be a shame to lose an old friend by letting him wander onto some train tracks or something. And the music's gotten all like foreboding. Yeah, well, shut up. He's upstairs. Last I saw. Was that the last you saw, Maddie? Tell me. Why are you like this?
Yeah.
What was it? Last saw him walking upstairs. So he could be anywhere then. Probably fled the country to dodge the massive time debt you lot are racking up. Some obligations have a way of following you no matter where you run to.
I don't like that.
Yeah. He can't go far. I've got him on a pretty tight leash. And in regards to the debt, it's not your problem. You must not have heard. Not your problem. Che! Your dickhead friend Ned is here. Oi. I'm a distinguished gent, not a dickhead. I'll be down in a sec. Yeah, sure, but you also work for the Council of Death. So even if you are a distinguished gent, it cancels out. Is the Council of Death like a normal city council? Except for wherever dead people live? Yeah, but the only trash that needs to be collected is right in front of me. Man, we do not like Ned. This guy? Me? No. You. You're the trash, Ned. The trash is you. It's you. Ned, the trash man from hell. Because councils pick up trash. That's the joke. Oh, cool.
Kishan.
He's even got a head shaped like a rubbish bin. It's totally fitting. Seems unhappy. I'm not from hell. I don't care. And to be clear, Ned, in case we weren't already, you are the trash. Yeah, I get it. You know how long Jay's going to be? Dunno. He was busy upstairs with Ashley. Yeah, I had to hide like 5 steak knives from her. I didn't even know we had 5 steak knives. Be quiet there, mate. Oh, sorry. Be quiet there, mate. How long have you been sitting there? Does it matter?
They seem to teleport, huh?
Well, your employee's being very rude to me.
She's no longer his employee.
So if you'd heard any of that, I keep trying to tell him. Ah, my employee. Yes. We have some catching up to do. I don't follow. Did she quit? Maddie's not one to back away from a challenge, but if she did, she wouldn't be the first. Did you fire her for gross incompetence? Ha, far from it. There's been a bit of a shakeup in the cafe's management structure since you last visited. Oh no. Don't tell me you gave her the whole thing. Okay, I won't tell you. I tried to tell you before, man. Hey, does anyone else like mint juleps? Kishan! Because this is great and I'm nearly done, but also my tongue is numb and I'm wondering what the deal is with that. She's just staring at him. Was there something you wanted to discuss? I need a drink before we go through all that. Sure. The usual? Yes, please. How come he gets a curly straw?
Oh, Kishan.
It's shaped like a... Yeah. What's that thing? We've been
Treble
doing
clef.
this. Treble clef, that's it. So, Che, spin me a tale of how and why you handed down the cafe to this person. Well, every man's got his price. Can my price be a curly straw too? Buddy, I'll give you 2 if it means you'll stop complaining about numb lips. Yeah, what did you make this with? I couldn't find half the ingredients, so I put in a bunch of baijiu. There it is. And chili seeds? That's not how you make a mint julep. It's got some of the stuff though, so it's a mint julep in spirit if nothing else. Does this have any mint or julep in it? At all? It definitely may be lacking mint. And I cannot confirm or deny the existence of the mythical julep. Mystical. Oh no, wait.
Mythical.
Mythical. I said mystical down below. For some people, this place seems otherworldly. For others, this is just the world they live in. You asked for baijiu earlier, though, so there you go. Mission complete. Maddie, I am getting very drunk very fast. That's why he's so weird.
Yeah.
Baijiu will do that to you.
Baijiu.
Baijiu. Here, I think you should have a little light now. I'll get you some water. I'm as strong as an ox. I don't need no lie down. Kishan, my dude, you absolutely need to get horizontal as soon as possible. You can sober up in one of the booths up the back. It's nice and quiet over there. Hick. I'll fight you. I'll win though. Up you get, mate. Bloody hell. It would have been helpful if you told me about this before. Probably. I'm not worried about it. Maddie knew what she was getting into with this whole cafe situation, and it's natural that it might take a while for her to get the hang of running a business. Bloody hell. Bit of a dog's dinner, though, isn't it? I think that means a bad thing. Ned would know. Dog's dinner is a bad thing. And in fact, I think it's Cockney rhyming science. I'm not sure why this Australian guy's saying it. Oh, for sure. But if it'll get better. Like I said, not worried about it. Well, you might want to hold your judgment on that for the moment. I am unfortunately here on official business. Oh, I shouldn't have given you the straw then. No, you shouldn't have. I look quite silly. Want me to get rid of it? It's just Maddie. She won't use it to derail our conversation or make me look like a fool or anything like that. Straw? No, I'll get you one after you have a nap. You can sip the water like a normal person. I'll put it with the dirty dishes then. Oh, he magicked it away. Sacrifices I make for this job. Hey, he met me through it. So can't have been all bad. Can't have been. I've never actually seen that written out.
Mm.
I say it a lot. Can't have
I didn't
been.
even know you could have two.
Yeah, I mean, not technically, no, like not in
Yeah.
proper English, but
Yeah.
you know, in dialogue and conversation, of course you can. I've just never seen it spelled
Yeah.
out. That was bloody 100 years ago. Man, really? Longer. Time flies when you're immortal, huh? Quasi-immortal. This old rust bucket's still got an expiry date somewhere down the line. The time comes for us all. What's this about? Immortality? Hey, you should buy more plants. Shut up. Sorry, continue.
You see, like all the.
Immortality? Yeah, I think it's coming from the lights, but maybe not. Yeah. Nothing that I trust you with, that's for sure. Don't you want to see crotchety old me being rude to youngsters in 100 years? Truly, I do not. The far future doesn't need amateur necromancers. Amateur can describe someone who's not good enough to turn pro, but it could also mean someone who passionately engages in something just for the pure love of it. Your loss. So, you two heading upstairs? Actually, Ned does, in fact, have something fairly important to discuss with you. Oh? It's about the debt you owe. To the council. Yeah, I know. What about it? Ooh,
He's wearing
he's
shorts.
wearing shorts! Ned! My dude.
Shorts and a scarf.
Maddie, it's time. I think the scarf is like his club football that he yeah. You owe us over 600 hours. Chase signed a contract. The hours or the cafe. You own the cafe, so you own the debt. And tonight, I've come to collect. Ooh. Well, that seems like a good place to start. Huh?
So it's cute.
Oh, that's good.
This is Maddie?
Yeah. She's fully animated with sound, music. This from that little circle from the beginning. Is that just all promo? Because these are a bunch of characters we don't actually shot on. Yeah. That's Ned.
So the thing at the start, right, was that in the future, and then we went
Oh,
back,
maybe,
and
huh.
then we got introduced to all of this, right?
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I guess that was all prologue, because
Yeah.
we just got the title
Yeah.
screen.
So this was like 2 hours, so we have another 2 hours.
Apparently.
Yeah. Woo!
But yeah, that's a good place to stop, so we will stop there. This game is great. I love it. The writing is fantastic. I gotta go follow the person who wrote this, because I want to just heap praises upon them. It's very good. Oh, it's these guys again. Oh, hold on, because it's saving now. Aha.
Okay.
So, okay, there we go. So it just saved.
Okay.
View unlocked memories in gallery art. So here we go. Yeah.
Nice.
So this is the fisherman, one of 3. So
Wait, don't. Maybe like it was spoilers.
No, I think they're just like character design.
Oh, but
So because we read the fisherman 1, so we can see these 3 pieces of art. See, so it's a character design.
So it's
yeah.
of Maddie, it's not
Yeah.
of the fisherman.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that one's locked. That one's locked.
Okay.
This one is open as well. So like when you get the memories, you can see the stuff. Yeah. These are like character design. So this is still Maddie. Yeah. Yeah, this is really good. And bookmarks. What's this? Oh. Okay, so we
So we finished 1 and 2.
1 and 2. It looks like, yeah.
Oh.
And you can see there's 2 acts and different episodes.
The writing is so good.
I mean, I was excited when it first was announced, and all I knew was called Necrobarista. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
really good.
that was me too. I saw it on the Switch and I was like, let's play this.
So.
And then I went to check to make sure that it wasn't like Doki Doki
Yeah.
Literature Club.
So how do I make sure that I've saved correctly?
Confirm, I guess?
No, because I haven't actually saved it here. See? So I can't load or delete it.
Oh.
So how do I return to title screen? Save? Yeah, so I should be able to save here, but I can't seem to save. Oh, select. No, that's what I'm doing. That's how I selected.
A, confirm?
Yeah, that's what I'm pressing. So I press X, Y.
Are you supposed to select the chapter on the right?
I think so.
Yeah, then select.
Yeah, but I think this starts the. No, see, I don't want to do that. So we just basically we'll be playing that episode again.
Maybe it saves automatically.
But then why won't it show up there? So what happens if I go back to the title? Like if I do this, return the title screen. Yes. Alright, so we return. Like we're gonna figure this out on stream. Now we're gonna check to see if this game actually saved. There's a little icon that said it was saving just now when it got to the three robots again. So fingers crossed.
Yep.
So, continue. All right. So if I press continue, it'll load. It'll take a little bit of time to load, and we'll be back where we're supposed to be. I hope. Otherwise, this will be another Genesis Noir situation. Speaking of which, I still gotta finish that and record it for you guys. Okay, so yes, good. Yay! Excellent. So we'll come back to the robots. To our friends, the robots. Okay, good. Good to know.
Yay.
So we're fine. We're perfectly fine. So yes, thank you for joining us. We are going to be playing this game on Tuesdays going forward. Every Tuesday, we'll be playing more Necrobarista until we finish it. According to how long it takes, howlongtobeat.com, this game, if you want to complete it, which I assume means getting all the side stories and stuff, takes all the memories, excuse me, takes about 7.5 hours. And then there's like supposed to be DLC that's an hour and a half long. So I assume that it's that DLC is included here. So that would be about 9 hours. So we'll see. You know, maybe that's about 4 episodes, excuse me. So yeah, we'll play it until we finish the game. Obviously, it's really good. We like it a lot. The writing is fantastic. And I perfectly understand if you don't tune in the next couple of Tuesdays because you want to experience this yourself when you play it. But that's what we'll be playing because it's really great. And hopefully you will tune in because it's awesome. So yeah. Thanks so much. Let me get this ready. No, now I'm just going to wave awkwardly for a while I get all this ready. Okay, now we're ready. Thank you so much for joining, and I will see you tomorrow for a Dan Plays Through His Backlog. I've forgotten what I'm playing, but it's going to be in the G's, I think, unless I've already started the H's. I don't think so. I think it's a G. Let's find out, shall we, together, because I've forgotten.
I will be writing tomorrow.
Yeah, Felicia will be writing. And I will be playing... what am I playing? Go back to the G's. Oh, too far. Okay, so here we are. So I did. This was the. So I'm playing Gravity Rush Remastered. That's what I'm playing tomorrow. Gravity Rush Remastered on the PS4. That's what I'm playing tomorrow. All right, and then Thursday, I swear to God, I'll get back to Ghostbusters. Come hell or high water. I've left that game for too long. It's okay. And then on the weekend, if I've got time, hopefully I'll have time. We're doing a lot of like home renovation type stuff. And we've got to get a bunch of shit ready, so hopefully I'll have time to play on the weekend, at least one of them as well. Please just gotta go. All right, bye-bye.
Bye.